Yeah. You can run, you can lie, but you can't hide from what's coming. Yeah. Back roads rumbling, midnight thunder, truth on my tongue like a loaded gun, son. They sold the people signing papers, but the debt's due now and it ain't gonna run. I've seen the shadows in the marble halls, heard them laugh while the good man falls. But there's a line and they crossed it hard, now the hounds are loose in the devil's yard. Boots on the ground and the lights go red, you can feel it in your bones like the world's gone dead. No more mercy for the wolves that feed, this ain't a rumor, it's a reckoning speed. Yeah. The real justice is here, hear the chains start breaking, blood in the storm is upon us, and the ground is shaking. It's accountability or bust, ain't no backroom trust, ain't no deals for treason. It's the truth, no bleeding reason. They tried to silence every whistle, tried to paint the lion as a pest, but the people woke and the fire spoke. Now the hammer's aimed at the guilty chest. Old glory flying, don't you doubt it. Ain't no storm that we can't outlast. From the heartland grit to the city streets, we're bringing justice, and we're moving fast. They can cry, they can spin, they can point and blame, but the truth don't bend and it don't play games. Every record, every lie, every dirty trail, when the bell rings loud, they gon' rot in jail. Yeah, no real justice is here, hear the chains start breaking, and the storm is upon you and the ground is shaking. Watch accountability over us, ain't no backroom trust, ain't no deals for treason. This is wartime season, this is wartime season. No more speeches, no more smiles, no more covering up dirty mouths. It's the law in the land and the people demand, bring the gavel down, let it strike like thunder. And oh, real justice is here. Hey, hey, brother, storm is upon you. Accountability or bust, we don't fold, we don't hush. Ain't no deals for treason, every lie gets a reason. Ooh, yeah. Ain't no deals for treason. Real justice is here, real justice is here, real justice is here. No deal, no mercy, just truth.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to episode 38 of Real Justice. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2026. My name is Steve, also known as Real AF Patriot. This episode is streaming live on Rumble, X, and Pilled. So please smash that thumbs up on Rumble, press the heart on X, take that red pill over on Pilled.net. And if you could also drop a comment and share the show on whichever platform you are watching, I would greatly appreciate it. Tonight's show is sponsored by Hunter's Blend Coffee. Please visit huntersblendcoffee.com/realaf and use promo code REALAF for 10% off your very first order.
3, 2, 1.
Meet Paul, Ken, and Mike, three brothers-in-law who love Jesus, their families, America, hunting, and of course, great coffee. They are the owners of Hunter's Blend Coffee. They buy only the top 6% of specialty coffee beans for their locally roasted coffee, roasted with precision in small batches. They support the pro-life movement, combating sex trafficking, youth shooting sports, veterans hunting, and conservation. They offer 12-ounce bags, 5-pound bulk coffee, as well as single shots. So please visit huntersblendcoffee.com/realaf and use promo code REALAF for 10% off your very first order. Hope everybody had a great day and they're having a good night. We got a couple of extra special guests for the show tonight. I'm going to bring them up first. Here is the Justice Cometh and Tracy Taylor.
What's going on, my friend?
You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know,
Ain't nothing going on, really.
No, not at all.
nothing.
Mm-mm.
You know, when you initially you and I did the show together, it was kind of your idea, and we're finally, I think we're damn close to what we envisioned. You know,
Mhm.
being able to
Yeah.
talk about this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to come on more, it looks like.
Yeah, yep. Y'all have to ask your wife, of course.
Of
Yeah,
course.
just a little backstory. You know, Steve will text me sometimes and he'd be like, "Hey, do you want to come on Real Justice?" I'm like, "Let me go ask the boss."
That's just because he never knows what's going on. You know, he's like, "Do we
Yeah.
got anything going on?"
Yeah, that's part of being a guy and a husband. I think my wife, Meredith and I are the same way. Somebody asked me something, I'm like, I don't know, I got to go see what the schedule is. I have no idea.
That's right.
But
That's
thanks,
exactly
thanks for
right.
having us on. We
Yep.
appreciate it. Mhm.
You're welcome. Glad you guys can make it. Next up, where is she? Here is Julie Donuts. How you doing?
What
friend?
up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing? I know you said before the show you're not feeling too well. Hope you're doing
Yeah, we're gonna
okay.
get through it though. Because
All right.
Real Justice is here.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it is definitely here.
Yeah.
Let me bring out Casey because she's gonna have to leave a little bit early tonight. Here is Casey Coyle. What's up, Casey?
Hey, I remembered to unmute this time.
Yeah,
Nice.
you got it.
We're
everybody
batting 1,000 so far on that. But hopefully this next guy doesn't screw it up. Here's Average Joe Patriot. What's up, my man?
Boom. What's up, fam? So good to see you guys all out there tonight. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome on in. Sit down, relax. We're going for a little ride. We got lots of stuff and things to talk about as per usual. Josh, Tracy, KC, Julie fucking Donuts, and of course, Real AF Patriot. It's great to see you guys all tonight.
That's
There goes the YouTube.
There we go.
I feel like you got to give a little backstory on why AJP just said that though.
Well, listen, we're on YouTube. We got to be careful. You know, Josh and Tracy are trying to grow a little bit, bring in some of those, not so awake people, maybe red pill suppository. And so we can't have cuss words. We got to be careful. I figured we just get that one right off the bat, just start it off on a good note, and hopefully the rest of the show will go nice and smooth.
Basically, when Josh was like, "Hey, you mind if I stream to my YouTube?" And I was like, "That's fine." And then I was just thinking about it. I was like, "What if AJP swears?"
I said, Steve, do you not think they cuss on YouTube? And just so everybody knows, I did mark it not safe for children. So we're good
There
to
you
go.
go.
We're good to go.
Definitely not safe.
Oh, if for some reason you get a strike against you, I am totally innocent. At least as of now. At least as of now, I am.
For now.
Blame
And
it
I
on
don't think it's the
AJP.
curse words we're worried about, or they're worried about.
Yeah, they're not.
They're
It's
more
those
worried about
red pills.
other stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
They're
So-
worried about the truth.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna start off by showing a video that I don't assume that people in my chat now have seen like everything we're talking about, because more and more people are waking up, right? So you guys know how Gates and Fauci and others were basically talking about COVID before it happened,
Mhm.
like
Right.
we knew it was coming, right? So I just want to start off. I want to play a short video. It's only like a minute and a half, and then we'll go from there. Here we go. Let's watch.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus.
If we get an airborne pandemic, if we haven't built ahead of time some structures to deal with this, millions of people could be adversely impacted.
But also there will be a surprise outbreak. The next administration, that there's no doubt in anyone's mind that they will be faced with the challenges that their predecessors were faced with.
Pandemic prevention and preparedness is going to end up being, whether the administration likes it or not, a priority, a top priority.
Trump is now president. When he faces his first major epidemic, as his predecessors have, he will likely project his impulsivity, xenophobia, and cavalier attitude towards facts to over 52 million followers.
We may yet again have another pandemic, and it is almost inevitable that we will have another pandemic.
Welcome to Event 201.
Of what's looking like it will be a severe pandemic.
A new coronavirus.
Why don't we blow the system up and then say, hey, everyone in the world should get this new vaccine we haven't given to anyone yet?
But it is not too crazy to think that an outbreak of a novel avian virus could occur in China somewhere. We could get the RNA sequence from that and print those vaccines on a patch and self-administer.
So now I'm going to get you a strike because we're talking about COVID.
Well,
I think we're all right.
And the plandemic. Let me tell you guys, for anybody in the chat that doesn't know this yet, it was planned. It was absolutely a plandemic, and mother effers are going to start paying for that.
Yes, they are. It's infuriating.
If
Who
you
wants
watch,
who wants to go first? We'll go around.
Let me.
All right.
Then I will.
Okay. Event 201. If you haven't looked into that, you very much need to. It was founded. It was Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, John Hopkins, and the World Economic Forum put that on October 2019. And I mean, it's crazy what they planned. They showed, they prefaced it, or whatever the word is, for what if this were to happen. And then what do you know? Months later, in December, we have it. Like, are you crazy? It's insane. It's uncanny, the similarities. It's definitely planned. It was definitely planned. 100%. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that.
Yeah.
Look into it, because it's about a 2-hour video. But I'll look it up and I can put it in the chat or whatever, but it's interesting.
So I have some evidence that they were talking about this in 1997. So on Tracing Justice last week, we did Ingersoll Lockwood dig. And I know everybody's got their opinions about it, but when you use the Wayback Machine and you go to August 8th, 2021 on Ingersoll Lockwood, there is a secret link that you have to find in the webpage. It takes you to the 1997, I think it's October 1997 issue of George Magazine, where they're interviewing Bill Gates, and he's talking about the pandemic, and there's going to be a virus that's going to come along and attack the lungs, and we need to be ready for it. And again, that was in October of 97. Bill Gates was interviewing with George Magazine way back then.
That's crazy. It's crazy. We're talking treason, right? Talking about all this election stuff. But now, once you start getting into COVID, now you start talking crimes against humanity and all that craziness.
Yes.
And
that's huge.
And before I kind of move forward with the next clip, we'll keep going around. What are your thoughts on this, Julie?
So a lot of people, first of all, it was a dual purposed pandemic, fake pandemic that, as Tracy said, it was absolutely planned out. Their religion, they have to tell you what they're doing. And if no one says anything, it means we agree with it. It's their sick, twisted Luciferian beliefs. And it is crimes against humanity. And they had the vaccine ready to go in 2014 and 15, already done, already planned. It was dual purposed. It was for depopulation, but mainly it was to cheat in the 2020 elections, to have mail-in ballots. They were going to take this as far as to take away your cash, because cash is dirty and it carries COVID. That was part of that was part of their CBDC plan. These people are absolute monsters. And the things that they did during COVID, which was incentivize hospitals and doctors
so disgusting
to say that they had COVID, they died of a car accident, or they came in with a car accident, injuries and they were paid to say it was COVID. They killed him with the Vents and the Remdesivir, which was a protocol they absolutely knew was deadly, but it was the only approved one. And they also got money in advance. So these hospitals got millions of dollars. And if they didn't use it all, they had to give it back. So you talk about incentive to have to do what they did. You talk about diabolical monsters. People need to understand these enemies and this enemy and how many people were involved with this COVID scam. Yep. It was an atrocity on humanity and it was worldwide. And these people do not get away with it. It's going to take a minute to round it all up because it's so big. But I assure you, they do not get away with it. And Fauci and Gates and all of them, I can't confirm they're already dealt with, but I would have that feeling that they are, because someone that evil cannot be walking this earth. They will be dealt with and we will see it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything that you said, especially that last point. Hey, Casey, let's go to you and then we'll go to AJP.
Yeah, this whole, it absolutely is a pandemic, but it was so multi-layered.
Yeah.
In addition to everything that all of you just said, there was also the insurance. These billionaire sick freaking globalists took out pandemic insurance years in advance, connected to Jeffrey Epstein. And
wow,
they made billions. They made billions off of this pandemic.
Yeah, with the
It
fraud
was a
too.
whole, they sold it as a financial, like a financial package, a financial product. And they took out pandemic insurance for themselves. Bill Gates was one of them. And so it was so multi-layered. It was, you know, trying to get rid of fiat, like paper money.
They wanted that for sure.
That was one piece of it. It was absolutely the election. I mean, just the timing of all of this was because they thought that they couldn't lose at that point and they were going to profit off of it. And I personally think that there's also some kind of technology in the vaccines, because I personally know people that are not the same people.
Yep.
Like it has changed their personality after getting all the boosters and the vaccines. So I think there's so much more that we're going to learn about this that's going to be uncovered. It makes me sick to my stomach. And it was just a crime against humanity. Absolutely.
Not to mention, Joe, before you go, Joe, not to mention all the people that died suddenly. Have you ever watched the news or read the news?
So
every week, multiple people a week, you so-and-so died suddenly, like athletes.
Yeah. 20-year-old people.
Crazy.
People die on stage, just fall over.
And the media trying to censor that and downplaying it, and they didn't report on half of it. I'm telling you, people want us to forget about COVID. Oh, we're not forgetting about it.
My mother had her first, she got vaccinated. She had her first shot. And 2 days later, she had a pacemaker put in. She had zero problems with her heart. And my mother-in-law had similar things, but it was an immune thing that like attacked her system. So I've just seen so many people that have been so affected by this, and it's changed their lives forever. The damage that it did, if they survived it at all.
Yep. Disgusting.
When the truth comes out about everything, I in my opinion, I feel like, you know, in the future, COVID is going to be the one thing that everybody talks about the most.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You're right.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. That was a global thing, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and regardless of how you feel about it, because, you know, I've always really felt like it was a different strain of the flu because the flu disappeared. It was, I don't doubt that people got sick. I mean, of course, I know it's a thing. I'm not saying it was fake or anything like that, 100%. But I just felt like it was a different type of strain of flu that it had never been introduced, so it killed people. I mean, 40-year-old people and much younger, but I'm just saying, I know a 40-year-old man, healthy as an ox, got the flu and developed pneumonia and died. People die from it. And then you introduce something that's never been, we don't have any type of immunity to, nothing, no antibodies built up for any of that type of stuff. And it's going to cause, wreak havoc on people, right? Especially people elderly, young, immunocompromised with different ailments, you name it. It just, it's a global thing. And what, like you said, like everyone has said, when everybody finds out what they did, dude.
They killed billions of people worldwide. Billions.
And they changed the whole generation, Julie, too.
I know. They changed the young kids' minds. And like even my son, he had depression. My son is nothing like that. Never had any problems whatsoever. He was so depressed he couldn't go to school. And it absolutely crushed my heart. And I just knew the whole thing was a lie. And anyway, I get so upset talking about it. It makes me so mad. But anyway, go ahead, Joe.
It's almost incalculable.
It is.
I can't say that word right now.
Incalculable.
Because you can't just count the deaths from COVID, because then you have people that they killed themselves, or they couldn't.
Or they're sick for life.
They became a drug addict, or it got worse. All the divorces, just like so much stuff.
All the fighting, it was so evil. Evil.
It was so evil. And like I had 3 kids that were still school aged at the time, middle school, high school. My oldest didn't have a graduation. My youngest hadn't even gone to high school yet. Yeah. And it changed everything. They were home. The education was so terrible. He had, for months and months, he had school 2 days a week. And when they went back hybrid. So they sent back half of the school for 2 days. And you would think that the kids that were home would be able to watch this on like Zoom or something, because that became a thing. Nope. They just had to do worksheets at home. So he had 2 days of school a week for months and months, even when they went back to school. And the socialization, those kids that were in the younger, like grammar school, elementary school, those are critical development years. For socialization.
Trying to talk with the mask on, and you can't. Exactly. Every single thing about it was so demonic. Sorry.
Sorry, Joe.
I know, Joe. Go ahead. So we're so angry. It's just infuriating.
No, you guys are all good. You guys made absolutely great points. It's like my sis just said, it hits close to home, because, my dad was going through chemo treatment when he got Agent Orange in Vietnam, and they made him get the shot. And I believe that sped up the process, and we lost my father sooner than I think we should have. And so that whole thing is frustrating. I wanted to ask you guys out there in the chat, how many people woke up during COVID? If you woke up during COVID, put a 1 out there. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
As far as Fauci is concerned, without saying the F word, ahead of his name, Fauci was, Fauci was well aware of HCQ back in 2005. And we also know Trump brought up HCQ, hydrochloroquine, and he ignored that fact. In fact, the only 2 drops specifically talking about Fauci is, and both of them say reconcile. One is with Trump speaking during COVID with no mask on, and Fauci behind him with a mask on, asking us to reconcile. And then the other post was Fauci knew about hydrochloroquine in 2005 and reconcile that as well. Fauci is going down, period. If he hasn't already, because I haven't seen him around at all. There's quite a few ones out there that, people. So I always try to look at the positives, and there's not many. In fact, I was kind of thinking about, what if C before D actually was COVID before D class, which would be interesting, because if you think about the timing of everything going on right now, we've got some D class kind of going on, right? With the Comey arrest, with the SPLC, Act Blue, all this stuff, right? It's kind of declassing. And we also kind of got this Fauci stuff being brought up. And so I was kind of thinking about that, which I thought was pretty interesting. The other thing is Q drop 4076, which you guys alluded to too, was what was this really all about? was this really about a virus? No, Julie nailed it. It was never really about the virus. It was all about mail-in ballots.
Yep.
It was all about destruction of our youth. It was all about destruction of the old people as well. Really, it was destruction of bloodlines. Let's be honest. They were hunting down the bloodlines, is what they were doing. The Post talks about, Trump always says, they're not just after me, they're after you. I'm just standing in their way. And this post in 4076 says they don't care about your well-being. You are simply in the way. This is about regaining power, self-preservation, every asset deployed, win by any means necessary, win or die. That's how desperate they really were to not allow Trump in office in 2020. And so everything that's going on right now and everything that's coming to light is all connected. Too bad Seth isn't here to pull up the sign for me. But it's all connected. And when you start to look at it all, I believe that the truth about COVID has to come forward. People have to understand what really happened, and there has to be accountability just as much as there is with the waste, fraud, abuse, and Comey and Brennan and all these people too, right? It all has to come full circle, because there's no way that we can all move forward. There's no way that we can even begin to unite without the truth being out there. And I believe that's what this is all about. It's finally bringing truth and reconciliation.
Absolutely.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question. So you know how you got the home test and you could send it off in the beginning to see if you were positive before they had the home test where you could do it yourself. Do y'all remember that in the beginning? And they were swabbing your nose and people, I don't know. It made me think about the drop you're talking about, 4966, when Q's talking about what's coded in your DNA. There's a war for your DNA, protect your DNA. Kind of reminds you of the whole, what is that, 23andMe and all that ancestry and all that kind of stuff, remember?
Yep.
And the fact that, like you said, it just made me think about that they were hunting down this bloodline.
They were.
They
absolutely
that makes
were
sense.
hunting, because everything is their bloodline family. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, not just bloodlines, the bloodlines, right?
Correct.
And the other thing is that some of those swab tests were actually infected with COVID.
I heard that.
Right. Yeah.
So what they were doing was they were giving false positives and or infecting people with these swabs to make it even better. The only thing, and Josh, I'll let you go real quick. Last thing I want to mention, the focus Ascension. The Ascension, if you look into Ascension Healthcare, this will really get your freaking blood boiling. I almost did it, Steve. This will really get your blood boiling. Look into Ascension Healthcare and what they were doing prior to COVID. Ascension Healthcare was buying up all of these hospitals across the nation. I mean, billions of dollars in hospitals. Look it up, Ascension Healthcare. And they were implementing or putting in who they wanted to put in that knew that we're going to follow guidelines. So therefore the hospitals would also have control of everything they were implementing as well. So this was a multifaceted situation. Bless you, Steve. That was going on. Sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
So I want to, Steve, if it's okay, I've got a couple of points I want to make on this whole COVID
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
Okay. So I want everybody to remember, if you were in the drops way back when with us, Q mentioned 23andMe, okay, back in 2018, okay, 9/2/2018. Q started talking about 23andMe. And if you don't know what 23andMe is, it is a DNA mapping where you can take your DNA and send it off, and they tell you where you're from and all over the place. Okay, so the owner of 23andMe, Ann Wojcicki, I think is her name. How do you pronounce it?
Wojcicki.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Guess who she was married to? Sergey Brin, the founder of Google. Okay.
Yeah, Sergey Brin.
Yeah, Sergey. Sorry. Or I'm sorry, a brother-in-law. But here's my point I'm making. So we know that they mapped this COVID-19 to affect specific populations.
Mm-hmm.
How would they have been able to do that? 23andMe.
That's a good point. Hadn't thought about
That's where the operation started, was with 23andMe collecting all this DNA and all this stuff, and you were just handing them over your DNA map so they could send it off to DARPA, which was developing COVID-19. So, and also, yeah, exactly. So one other thing I want everybody to remember, because there's a lot of people out there that are still confused, that, you know, and I'm just going to say it, everybody that thinks we're watching a movie and stuff like that, that they get really confused on this one point. Okay. Why Operation Warp Speed? Why COVID-19? It killed so many people across everywhere. Okay. So if we were watching a movie, I do not believe that Trump would allow this to happen. Okay.
Correct.
So what I'm saying is everybody's like, okay, so Operation Warp Speed, Trump pushed that. I want everybody to understand one thing. The goal was to lock us down with universal income. That was the goal. And for the people that dissented against it, we were going to be in a FEMA camp, in a re-education camp, or die. So Trump had to do something. This is the moves and counter moves part, people. Okay. So what Trump said is, okay, they're going to slow roll a vaccine to this for years. So guess what? I'm going to push out a vaccine and I'm going to make them come to the table. But what people don't realize about Operation Warp Speed, it was a military operation that was going to oversee the everything getting developed by Pfizer, Moderna, and all that. Okay, well, Pfizer and Moderna said, we don't want no part of Operation Warp Speed. You know why? Is because they would have to consent on all of their work being overseen by the U.S. military to get the funding for it. So they declined to do that. Okay, Johnson & Johnson bought into the program. Guess what? Johnson & Johnson vaccine was pulled because they said it was blood clotting people's blood. Okay, it was pulled from the market. So what I'm telling you is, if Trump had not endorsed Operation Warp Speed, we wouldn't be sitting here today talking with each other. It was the lesser of the two evils. It was the moves and counter moves part of this.
It was it was, I mean, it was like,
well, he knew what they were going to do, and he said, you know what, I'm going to force their hand. They already had this planned, and they said, no, we need to open up the country because everyone's going to be locked down. The economy would crash. Everyone would be going insane, depression. It would have been, because when people complain now about anything, I'm like, you have no idea what we avoided with him coming out with Warp Speed. And here's the highlight of this. He gave you the option, and he told you the cure if you were listening, but everyone was too hysterical, and not everyone, but many people were hysterical, bought into the fear, bought into the ticker on the TV. It's how many people were dying every second. And it was a hysteria, and it was fear-based, and they lied about everything. But what happened was they started making mistakes because they weren't expecting this. They had to come up quickly with the 6-foot rule, and then they had to come up with all this garbage quickly, which made them fumble. So he cut it off and said, no, we have a plan. We know what they're going to do. So Trump said on camera, hydroxychloroquine, and they talked about the lighting thing. And of course they lied and all the other stuff. But what President Trump did when he says he saved millions of lives, he did with Warp Speed, not with the vaccine. It will come out and people will understand this. But in the meantime, I still see those comments. And it's a long story to explain because it's complicated. But just know he saved millions of lives and this country, because it would have been locked down and we would be rounded up and we would still be wearing masks. And if you think it was bad, you think it's bad, anything's bad now, you have no idea what was planned for us. He saved millions of lives.
Cag Drago did extensive research on Warp Speed. So if you can go check him out, I'm telling you, he lays it out.
There's a whole video.
a lot. And then he
A
had
whole video.
that Stop World, whoever that
Stop World Control now.
Stop World Control, whatever, did a big interview with him on it. It was good. It was very informative, detailed. Go check him out.
Yeah, and don't forget that they lied to Trump about what was really going on, right? The WHO and the rest of these stupid three-letter agencies, they lied to Trump. And I saw Belichick ask, did Trump really take the vax? What they didn't tell you is the vax that Trump took was actually a mix concoction of HCQ and other things. And I think you guys will agree with that as well, to help him to make sure that he was healthy right away. And so, you know, again, he never specifically said, you know, he took, you know, the Johnson & Johnson vax or this vax or that vax. But this recent, what was the Fauci's assistant name? I can't think of the guy's name.
Moran.
Moron. Yeah, the moron. The moron.
Well, we're gonna talk about him next.
Yeah, if you want
David
to, go
Morons.
ahead. Go ahead and talk about him next, Steve, because when you realize what he did and then think about that on a grand scale with Trump.
So everything we talked about so far, I don't know if people realized how big this was. So we found out about this yesterday. I think it was yesterday, right? Former senior advisor to Anthony Fauci has been indicted for his role in the COVID-19 cover-up. Guy's name is David. Is it Morens or Morens?
Moron. We can call him Moron.
That's what I was saying yesterday.
Yes.
Yep. It says David Morens and his co-conspirators falsified records in an effort to suppress the lab leak theory and used his personal Gmail account rather than his NIH email in order to avoid being FOIA'd.
Yep.
And here is a video on that. Here we go.
Our top advisor to Dr. Anthony Fauci now facing criminal charges. This over an alleged cover-up involving research into the origins of COVID. Rich Edson on this story. Intriguing, Rich. What you find out there in Washington?
Yeah, it is, Bill. The Justice Department has charged David Morens, a doctor, with conspiracy, claiming he concealed federal records to counter evidence that COVID-19 may have leaked from a lab in China, all to help restore a controversial coronavirus grant. Morens, a former aide to Dr. Anthony Fauci, testified before the House's COVID Select Subcommittee nearly 2 years ago about emails he'd sent in February 2021, claiming that he'd learned to make emails disappear after he received Freedom of Information Act requests.
Ever delete or attempt to delete a federal record?
No, but let me explain why. When I came there in 1998, we were instructed to delete emails or to move them into PST files frequently because they jammed the computer.
The Justice Department says Morens used his personal Gmail account to exchange non-public information. The indictment also claims an unnamed co-conspirator gave Morens wine for his, quote, behind-the-scenes shenanigans, then suggested he could push scientific commentary in a prominent medical journal advocating that COVID-19 had natural origins. That's a competing claim with the lab leak theory. The indictment says the co-conspirator could also provide meals at top restaurants in Paris, New York, and Washington, D.C. In April 2020, the NIH terminated that back coronavirus grant awarded to EcoHealth Alliance, who then contracted the Wuhan Institute of Virology to conduct that research in China. From the start of the pandemic, its president, Peter Daszak, worked to discredit any theory that COVID-19 had leaked from that lab.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rich. More to come. Rich Edson on that story from Washington, D.C. Thank you.
So, is it you, Bella Child? Yeah, Bella Child says, what about Dr. Birx, that witch?
Oh,
yeah. I mean, yeah, I would think, you know, we're gonna see her back in the spotlight before Fauci, but I mean, this guy
and
is
Peter
very close.
Hotz or Height, whatever.
Oh
his name
God,
is. Him, all of them guys.
Is it Hotez?
Hotez, I call him. I don't know. I call him. I can't say it.
Well, whatever.
Hobag. Call him
Hobag. Hobag.
Yeah, and we can sit here and we can talk. Is it really Fauci? Is it like blah, blah, blah? Like, I don't think it is. But again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're real or they're fake because we just need to find out. Everybody needs to find out the truth and see accountability.
They need to know what these monsters did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter if they're an actor or they're already dealt with. That part does not matter.
Right.
We're going to see it, and everyone's going to know.
You know, Steve, from that video, I heard something very key right there. He used Google Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
Who else used Google Gmail? Who else did said that we have the servers? We have it all, people. And just a little education. I know I've talked about this before, but back in the day, how they would communicate, you heard that these emails disappeared. Okay? Here was the game that they run back in the day. They would give everybody access to this Gmail server. Okay? And you remember me mentioned 23andMe and how Google is connected. Okay? And how 23andMe mapped all this stuff. It's all connected, people. All right. So they would give people access to these Google servers, and they would make a Gmail draft that would never get sent. Okay,
That's
so
true.
everybody,
They just had the login information. They just logged into it and they could read the drafts.
and then
Sneaky little effers.
once everybody read the draft, they hit delete. But guess what? This is why Q said nothing is ever truly deleted. We have the servers. So that's where this disappearing Gmail comes from.
That's very, very interesting.
They're, again, diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add, Tracy?
I was just thinking, like MJ Truth says, they're fooked.
They are fooked.
They're
They are.
fooked.
They are fooked.
They are.
They are. Casey, let me go to you. Let me go to you next.
They're fing fooked.
Fing.
Fing fooked.
Everybody doesn't know what that means.
No, yeah, fing.
Well, effing.
It's effing, but fing.
That's Josh's
Fing.
version of effing.
You want me to tell you the little? I'll just give you a little brief thing on there. So in our little private chat, right, our Truth or Media chat, and I don't remember what Steve had done, but Casey or somebody said he's the goat, right? Steve's the goat, and we couldn't tell what that little emoji was. Anyway, and Josh said, "You know what my nickname is?" And he said, "The Fing Man." And that's literally how he said it, F-I-N-G. And we're like, Fing? What is Fing? And anyway, so it's just an inside joke. But if you ever hear us say Fing, you'll know exactly. Josh is the Fing Man.
Well, Steve is now, I've relinquished my title. Steve is now the Fing Man.
And he's the Fing goat.
He's the Fing goat.
Yeah, we even have a real AF goat emoji now.
Yeah. Yep. We just
So
keep
funny.
taking it all over the place. We just keep it going further and further.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just
That's Fing funny, Mama Fox.
Yeah, she said that's Fing funny. It
Fing
really
funny.
is.
Trump, if you're listening, use Fing somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. I need a Fing donut.
Can you imagine
I would love it.
if you said the Fing donuts or the effing donuts?
Or the Fing anything.
The Fing anything, yeah.
Yeah, and then MSM would be saying, he's mentally incapacitated,
Or that-
whatever.
He doesn't
or that-
know what he's
Fing.
saying. He doesn't. He needs to be
That
second.
effing guy, Crazy Jose.
Yeah.
Imagine if he said Fing Kofefe. Then they'd really lose it. The media
Oh,
would
God.
completely lose it.
No, we're not.
Oh
we're
my
we're not
gosh.
going to do this. Sometimes we talk about something stupid, and then 1 hour later,
5 hours later.
Julie, did you have anything to say on this? Otherwise, we'll go
No.
to AJP. All right. What do you got? What do you got, AJP?
You guys covered it perfectly. I mean, I think, again, the importance of why I brought up, the people that woke up in the last couple of years or since COVID, the reason why I brought that up is because we have to remember that there are still people who are newer to the movement, who are recently waking up, and we have to handle those people with care. That's what the Q drop specifically told us about, which means truth, not fake and gay stuff. It specifically comes down to the truth, and there is only one truth, period. And I think that's what a lot of people get mistake. Yeah, you know, it's fun to sometimes just kind of ramble on and get the tinfoil hat on and talk about conspiracies and what ifs and all that stuff. Sure, that's fun, that's great, that's entertainment. But I'm not here for that. I'm here for the truth, and truth will always win in the end. And sometimes it takes longer, but if we're patient, we have seen over time and time again, the truth will always win. And the truth about COVID, the truth about Fauci and Birx and the rest of these Hotez and the rest of these idiots, and what they did to the people, not just here in the States, but the people around the world. There's a reason why Gitmo is expanding. There's a reason why they want to open up Alcatraz. There's a reason why we have Gator Alcatraz, whatever it's called. There's plenty of places for all of these people to go, and they need to go, because again, this administration has no F's to give. I said F's for a reason, has no F's to give, and they're going all in at bringing back the power to we the people. That's what this whole movement has been, bringing back the power
to every country, Joe, too, right? Every
all
country
of these sovereign countries. Exactly right. And that's what's happening. So, you know, there might be some people out there from, you know, across the seas or wherever you're at, Australia or UK or whatever, and you might feel like things are looking bleak. Believe you me, the peace through strength and what Trump is accomplishing, including our brothers and sisters up north in Canada, all of us are going to be a sovereign nation, period. That's what this is all about. So sometimes it's hard to see, you know, when you're in the darkness, sometimes it's hard to see the light, but I'm telling you, there's a reason why all of this is happening. There's a reason why the drip, drip, drip effect is happening, so people can see it for themselves, because you can tell them as much as you want, and they're never going to believe it. But if they see it for themselves, like we had to see, you know, people wearing masks while driving by themselves. We had to see, you know,
they still are.
There's people here in my town. But yeah, so we had to see all of this, and we had to go through all of this to try to grow. And we are growing together. People are waking up and disconnecting from everything they thought was once true, and realizing that in reality, everything was a lie. And so reconciliation, accountability, this is the season of treason, and we are rolling right into it, and I love to see it.
Yeah.
Yes. I just want to say one other thing really quick.
Go ahead.
Sorry. So I see a lot in my comments, people will say things like, and this is a big one, they say things like, yeah, but if they're in control, why are there still chemtrails? Why are there still vaccines? Why are there still all these things? And that's a fair question. But I will say this. There are so many things corrupt, like everything. And when I don't mean that to be funny, everything is corrupt. And these people are not going to stop the plans. They're not going to stop their plans until they're stopped. But because there's so many things to take care of, that those things are going to be the last things taken care of. They will be addressed. But I understand that, but you have to be patient and understand, again, I say this all the time, the magnitude of what they're doing. The first and foremost is to take away the dangerous and danger on our country, which is nuclear weapons. That's first and foremost, to keep our country secure and safe and not have it invaded or under threat of nuclear. So that's the big, big thing that has to be stopped. Everything else will come after. And I get it. It's not fun. We still got these, they're still doing all of their agendas. You still see they're talking about the Green New scam. They're not going to stop. So just expect it and just know it will be stopped. But we have to be patient. We really do. I know it sucks. I'm with you. I'm just as frustrated as you. But you have to understand it.
You know, what I was going to say, I said this on stage when we were on the cruise about chemtrails, and I don't know, I'm not in the know, but it's a possibility, in my mind anyway, that perhaps the chemtrails that we're seeing now are to undo the damage. Maybe it's, something good for the soil and the earth to heal it. Because how else could you undo all that damage that's been done unless you did something to counteract it? I don't know. This is just my thinking on there, because I hardly ever see them. I know other people do. I've seen pictures, but here I very seldom see them. And when I do, and even the people posting the pictures say it's not like it used to be. So that's just a way. Is it possible? I don't know.
Well, it could be used for good, though, if you think about it, right? And especially in some of these places that maybe don't get much rain, for example, and they need it. California is a perfect example of where it could be used as a good thing to, not have these gigantic fires kicking off, which is another one of those things that got brought up this last couple of days is Karen Bass as well, which is interesting. If you guys didn't see that,
those aren't natural wildfires. They're causing those fires.
But the reason why they exploded so much is because they didn't have a cleanup within their in their forestry, right? But they got worse because of that. But you're right. It's probably a due.
They're literally starting fires and saying it's an arsonist, or it's because the floor wasn't cleaned up. Those are very small times that would actually happen. They are literally burning from direct energy weapons because they wanted the land.
Let's not forget PG&E as well. They're part of the problem running the electricity through some of these forests as well. So when they get hit with a DEW weapon and the line explodes. So I guess my point, Julie, is basically if they had the ability to use them as a positive thing, think about a giant fire where they could spray chemtrails to create rain to help alleviate that, right? At the same time, the blue roofs matter. USAID paid. Paint your roof blue. But that's part of this whole situation is just the fact that this administration has been completely transparent about all of this. They've literally come out and said, we are going to be transparent about these, chemtrails or whatever you want to call them. And there's been multiple states that have already been implementing not using them. So that tells us something else as well. So it's definitely very interesting. Just another way that they are trying to destroy us on multiple levels, right?
Yep.
I'm one of these people that I think that we've had a lot of disclosure back in our movies, especially in Back to the Future. If you remember in Back to the Future 2, when they first get into the future and they land and everything and it's raining, okay? And they get out of the car and he's like, it's pouring the rain. And he looks at his watch and he goes, hold on. And then the rain stops and it says, right on the ticker. And he said, I wish that the Postal Service could be as reliable as our weather service is. I mean, they were telling you back then, just, in tongue in cheek, what they could do. People, they used weather modification back in the Vietnam War to rain out all of these holes everywhere that the Viet Cong were in. Mm-hmm. That's why it rains so much. Do you think it's just a coincidence that it rained
They've been doing this
over there?
So long. They have been messing with us for so long. It's just it's unbelievable. It's not even believable.
Yep.
So we had another very exciting indictment yesterday, which apparently turned into an arrest, right? Mm-hmm. James Comey. And I'm just going to play this one clip. This was, you probably saw it. This was Dan Bongino. He was on on Sean Hannity's podcast there. And he says something pretty, I don't want to say interesting. It's very exciting. This one thing that he says. Here we go.
We have made enough dramatic changes. We put a ton of new FISA rules in place. I mean, Cash and I were on FISA probably 3-4 times a week in special meetings just for that. I brought in a lawyer just for FISA to go over that stuff. We put in new guardrails, new penalties. We reorganized the place so that intel was more manageable and you couldn't hide pockets of intel. You're not going to be able to hide the PP tape now. They're going to have to change what we did, which is going to create a paper trail that I'm warning them, When they say it changes back to us again, we're going to find again. So good luck. I'm not telling you they're not going to do it. Obviously, I'm worried about it. But I'm just telling you, we did a massive amount of change. And I think you're going to see, and I said it on my show, so I feel free telling you how, we're not done. I mean, that Comey indictment, if you think that was the end, like, you're out of your mind.
So it was that last comment that he made, for all the black pillars out there and all the shills. I don't know. I talked about this on my last couple shows at 12 o'clock. So I'm just dying to hear what you guys all have to say about it. I'll start with you, Tracy.
About that, what he said?
No, just about the arrest of Comey. Yeah.
What do I think? Well, I don't know. Obviously, there's more to come. I think, I saw someone said, and I'm not sure who it was. I think maybe it was Kate's, about them having his devices, obviously, where he was discussing assassinating the president. That there's much more to it than just seashells in the freaking sand.
Oh yeah,
is my point, right?
Sure.
There's so much more to it. And actually, I think Friday, if I'm not mistaken, because Freedom Fire has found some things that goes with this Comey thing, that what he was doing, what the 8647 also was pointing to. And I'm not going to say a whole lot, but it's other than there's intelligence documents that it was somewhat like a message to the Clintons, like, I know, don't forget what I know, before you, I don't know. You'll have to watch her show Friday. Josh and I are going to be on there with her, and she's going to explain that. But there are some documents numbered 86 and 47, and it's quite interesting. So I guess I'll reserve what I think on that because I don't want to give away what she's found. It's pretty interesting, and it ties to Comey and the Clintons.
Awesome.
Tracy Curtis Maximus just said he made an X post about that today.
Yep.
Okay.
He did.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think that's
Josh,
what the show's about.
Before you go, Josh, Casey, how much time do you have before you have to leave?
10, 15 minutes.
All right. So I'll have you go next so you can get your thoughts in.
I think that there is more. Oh, for goodness sake. Sorry, guys.
All comes.
Timing.
She sounds like a dog.
Dog comes.
Dog comes.
Someone's dying.
I'm going to have somebody else go first here for a sec.
All right, Josh.
Okay,
Josh,
I
you
will.
go.
So Sun Tzu said this. This is what Tracy was talking about. I found it. The DOJ did not indict Comey solely on the basis of the arrangement of the seashells 8647. They indicted him based on what they likely found in his phone and other evidence which implicates him and shows that he intended to call for the assassination of President Trump. That evidence has not yet been revealed to the public.
Sun Tzu's a lawyer too, by the way.
Yes, he is. He's very versed in law. So he knows what he's talking about here.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the Q drops. Q drop 4674 and 4675. 4674 is James Comey treason. It's the big tower. And the very next post is 4675, which is John Brennan treason.
In the same format.
In the same exact format. So we know that James Comey is not going to be the only one indicted. He's not going to be the only one arrested. So could Q have been giving us how they were going to handle this? Could James Comey be coming first in 4674 and then maybe John Brennan be coming in 4675? I don't know. I'm just kind of going off, whatever I'm seeing here. I did have another point on the top of my brain, but I have lost it.
That train derailed?
Yeah, the train derailed. But guys, buckle up because we know that James Comey is a bad cop. And I was dropping out some Q drops the other day because we've got anons out there telling you that Mueller is a white hat. Q told us Mueller is not a white hat.
Right.
That is fake and false narrative to get you steered off base. So guys, listen, I know there's a lot of people out there that's saying, oh, James Comey could be a white hat.
I think he may have flipped.
He may have flipped. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
no, he's doing what he's told to do is what he's
correct.
doing. He's not a white hat. He's not a good guy. None of these people are. I've seen people out there saying, oh, they're white. I even heard someone say Obama was a white hat. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I heard that
oh
too.
my God.
Give me
Guys,
a break.
listen.
I heard that. I almost leaped through my phone.
Yeah.
There are anons out there that are inserted into our movement to push fake and false narrative
On
to get us off
purpose,
track on purpose.
So
Listen to what
Absolutely.
Trump says.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the drops and look what the drops say about people, and I go off of that. I don't go off all these wild conspiracies that Mueller's a white hat because we were told he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know that disinformation is necessary, and also Dan Bongino even said that he seeded false information out there to the FBI
To see about the leaks.
yeah,
To see
it's
who
exactly
really
right.
leaked
To
it.
draw out the sleepers. Yeah, I remember my point I was going to make now. Everybody was always hating on Dan Bongino. Okay. There was a sect of the Anon community out there that was always hating on Dan Bongino. Okay. He was selected to do a job. He just told you what his job that he did was in the FBI. If you were listening carefully, he told you exactly. He set up new processes. He set up new SAP, standard operating procedures, that they could not hide information anymore. They couldn't have these burn bags anymore, getting hidden in these rooms and everything. He completely changed the game in the FBI. Now, Trump probably had a phone call and said, hey, Dan, you've done some great stuff in the FBI, but listen, we've got FAGA coming out very shortly, and I'm going to need you back on the airwaves.
Yeah, to set this straight.
Going against all these people. Your new job is to get back on the airwaves for me. If you don't think those kind of phone calls happens, people, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because Dan Bongino is a patriot.
I do
Let's
think
let
those
Casey go.
phone calls happen, but his interview with Hannity, was it today or yesterday? I saw it today. Bongino and Sean Hannity. He said his plan all along going in was he called it flipping the calendar. He said that's what they talked about internally. He was never planning to be there for more than a year. He had an agenda. He had certain things to do. He said he made that clear to Trump. He made that clear to Kash Patel from day one. They knew that was the plan, and he achieved the agenda that he went in there and flipped the calendar. He left when he was supposed to and was planned to all along. And that was said on his interview with Hannity.
I watch his stuff, and he's extremely effective, and he has a massive audience, and the stuff he's bringing is fire. And he says it with fire, and he makes sense, and he brings receipts, and he's doing exactly what he should be doing right now.
He absolutely
And he shout out Real AF Patriot. I love that mother effer.
Right. And and then Steve gets shout out by, I'm like, hello, that's
I'm still grinning. That was so cool.
I know, dude. That was great.
As far as the Comey thing, I think, I don't know. I'm looking into some stuff because, some of those documents are really interesting that Tracy was talking about from Ricky and Curtius Maximus. Fascinating stuff there. I think he's already turned. I'm not saying that he's a white hat at all. He's not.
Right.
I think he has information that can flip, that can get somebody bigger. So when you see that tower of Comey and treason, what I've been thinking lately is, what if he has enough for someone else higher up than him to, like Clinton, right? Hillary Clinton. What if he has all of the information to sing like a bird and she goes down for treason?
Before we move on to the next person, can I address something about Pam Bondi?
Yes, please, because I was about to.
Okay.
But you can do
So
it.
listen, everybody. I want you to realize something. Okay. Pam Bondi did her job. Okay. She did her job. She, just like Dan Bongino, she set up new processes in the DOJ. She set up prosecutions. Do you think that our new AG can get out an indictment just like that? There is specific process. Guys, we have to live in the real world here. We can't live in Fantasyland Movieville all the time. Okay? You have to think about processes. This got to be done by the book. Pam Bondi set up our new temp AG. When are optics no longer necessary or important? You have to remember, temps have a lot more leeway than the permanent people do. You're going to start seeing a lot more indictments because Pam Bondi set it all up during her tenure, and now it's go time. We got a temp in there. They don't have to worry about anything. They don't have to worry about optics. He can just go now. So I know a lot of people out there hate on Pam Bondi. Why do you hate on Pam Bondi? Because the MSM told you to? Because a podcaster told you to? Because they were playing off your heartstrings of now, do it, Q? I think that Q warned us about that this has got to be done by the book. And to do it by the book, it takes time. We can't live in Movieville all day long.
And the reason it has to be by the book is so it can't be overturned or appealed or undone.
But the biggest
Or
thing is
thrown out.
people have to stop worrying about who's good and who's bad. If you
exactly
focus on that we win and you focus on that they're going down, for sure, without a doubt, and there's a plan, don't get caught up in that because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've said this for years. If they're bad, they're going down. If they're playing a role, they won't. It's literally that simple instead of going or getting into the weeds of the fighting with the podcasters and the Fuentes and all those people and Candace and Erica. That is a complete, ridiculous, retarded distraction.
Yep.
It's so
100%.
stupid. Stop doing that.
Think about it. If you truly trust Trump, do you think he would have wasted over a year
Nope.
before? You know what I mean? No.
Everything
We
is
don't have time
timing.
for
Pam did what she was supposed to do. By the way, she's not that great of a person. However, she did what she was supposed to do. She was easy to get through Congress because that's why they did it, because she's not that great. But she's doing what she's told, just like everybody else in this operation. It's an operation. This is not willy-nilly, oh, this person's turning on Trump. They want you to believe Trump doesn't know what he's doing. They want you to think that, oh, he's got some snakes around him still. Bull crap. Not at this point in the game. No way, no how. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Hey, before we go to Joe, do you have to take off, Casey?
I do.
Bye, girl.
Casey has a prior engagement she needs to go to, so
Yeah.
checking out early.
Any final words before you go, Casey?
Have fun, girl.
Just love Wednesday nights, love the round table. I'm trying to, I've got a prior engagement. I'm trying to take my own advice and actually connect with people outside of online.
Computer world.
Out of computer world.
Local community, trying to keep those relationships up, with friends. So anyway, I will be back next week. Great to see everyone, and thank you for having me. I love you guys.
Have fun. Love you.
Too, girl.
Much love, Casey.
Love you, Casey. Thank you.
Keep that knee elevated.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, I'll just make this short and sweet so we can move on to the next thing. Q drop 2264. Comey and McCabe talking. Alliances forming. These people are stupid. So, what Casey was kind of alluding to there is very interesting. I also think Pam Bondi had a very important role. I also think that there is no such thing as a white hat, black hat, or gray hat. That was actually made up to create division among people and try to spread division. Like, no, that's a white hat. No, it's a black hat. No, it's a gray hat. Fuck all that. It's either you're good or you're evil. It's that simple.
Yep.
Kash Patel said it perfectly about Dan Bongino. And again, me personally, I've never watched Dan Bongino. It's not my forte. Then again, I don't watch anybody. That's just me. I don't like having my mind. I like having it cleared in my own opinions. I don't watch anybody at all, except for Truth or Media, of course. But I don't like having my judgment clouded. So I don't watch anybody, but I still like Dan Bongino, and Kash Patel laid it out. He specifically said virtually every major success you see out of the new FBI today under President Trump is a direct result of Dan Bongino's work. He didn't have to do it, but chose to step away from a lucrative career to serve. Now the new FBI is arresting bad guys at a record clip, communicating with the American people more than ever before, breaking down bureaucracy every day, and has an entirely new enterprise operation with more accountability mechanisms and better operations across the board. None of it would have been possible without his work, specifically talking about Bongino. And this is what I said. The exact same thing that you guys are talking about. Bongino knows things and stuff, lots of things and stuff. He came in there to do a specific job. He did what he needed to do. And, you know, like you said, maybe you got that red phone call and Trump's like, we need you back out there in the podcast world. There's too much faggot going on. We need to get a better messaging going on out there. Yep. You know, we got Voice of America and Carrie Lake finally taking back the CIA bullshit that was implemented through there, getting One America News Network globally put out there. So there's better messaging out there. But there is this whole sect of people that are still distracting from everything we're trying to do. So Kash Patel just put that out a couple hours ago. The other thing that I want to mention, too, that I think is so important, and it's being brought up a lot lately, is the FISA. The FISA equals the start. The FISA brings down the house. When do birds sing? That is what we're finding out right now. Is Comey gonna sing? Is Moran's gonna sing? You know, these people, that's what's happening is, you know, you kind of start at the lower hanging fruit. You see what they say, and then you go for the bigger fruit. And also, I want to mention that I was right when I talked about Obama, and because Trump was specifically highlighting over this past week now that we've been since last Wednesday and since Sunday, Steve and I did that show together as well, highlighting Obama. And so I'm telling you, that dude is not getting off from all the bullshit that he created. And if you look at Comey and Brennan and, you know, even Fauci, his assistant, and all this other stuff that's coming to light, including the Grassley docs that Bastian brought up as well. The Grassley documents, is the corn ready to be harvested? It absolutely is. We are getting to the precipice, and all of this information is coming forward. And it's just an amazing time to be alive and watch all this. But, you know, I say all that because, like, you know, even though I don't necessarily listen to like Bongino or any of those other big podcasts, I still think that they're all big part of this movement and important to pay attention to and see what the messaging is. Because obviously, you know, FBI, he's close with Kash, and he gets it. He knows what's going on. So it's very interesting to watch all of this.
So I've been deciding what I want to go to next. I'm going to wait till Julie gets back for this one about the Fed chair. So let me go to, did you guys see this update with Minnesota, the fraud there? Oh, Julie, you're back. So I'll do what I wanted to do then. Okay. So let me play this clip that has to do with Fed chair, and hang on one second. Hang on, I'll just play it and we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Secretary, we look forward to the Kevin Warsh era at the. Is
that the right clip?
Oh, that was fast.
Hang on.
Yeah, well, we are looking forward to the Kevin Warsh era.
Hang on a second.
Warshing that.
Very much.
Warshing that shit right out.
Warshing that Fed right out of your hair.
It'll all come out in wash.
I don't
It'll
think
all
that's the
come
right
out
clip.
in the wash.
Wash in your hair.
You're gonna wash that Fed right out.
That was Scott Bessent. Isn't that? Wasn't it?
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
talking about the Fed.
Yeah, I think that was the clip.
Is it the right clip then? It's the one that you sent me.
Wait, hold on. Let me look at.
I saw Scott Bessent, and then I'm like, wait a second, that can't be it.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
thought
was
it
the right
Yeah,
one.
that
Wait
was
a minute.
it.
Was it?
Hold
Okay.
on.
All right. So let me
Yeah,
play
that
it.
was it.
I got myself confused.
Yeah, that was it.
That happens very easily. All right, here we go.
Secretary, we look forward to the Kevin Warsh era at the Fed. I know you've been a big supporter. Unfortunately today, ungentlemanly, Jay Powell has decided to stay on as the governor. It's only the second time in 113 years. I don't know why. Let's just say, why did he have to do it? Why not just leave it up to Kevin Warsh for a new era?
Larry, I want to come back to the Warsh Fed, but I will say it's highly unusual what former chair, soon to be former chair Powell did. And Larry, to be clear, the last time that a Fed chair stayed on the board, it was at the request of the president.
Yeah.
And one thing I can promise you is President Trump did not request for Jay Powell to stay. I think it's highly unusual for someone who says he's an institutionalist and cares about norms at the Fed. This is a violation of all Federal Reserve norms. And I've got to tell you, also, Larry, I think it is an insult to Kevin Warsh, Mickey Bowman, and Chris Waller to think that these other Republican nominees do not care about the institution of the Fed and that he alone can maintain the integrity of the Fed. We've had the worst inflation that perhaps in our country's history, certainly in 47 or 50 years under this chairman. And I think the good news is today, Kevin Warsh cleared committee. He's going to be confirmed. He will be the new Fed chair on time, May 15th, May 16th. And I think it's going to be a new day at the Fed. And again, all President Trump wanted was accountability. We're going to get an IG report on the building. That's all he ever asked for.
Yes, sir.
And I think that we will have a great monetary policy. I think we will have great management in terms of the regulatory and of the facilities.
We'll leave it there. Thank you ever so much, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
Did you hear what he said? We're going to have a new monetary. That's what he said. And they're telling you. And the reason, I'm sorry, I'm just jumping in on this.
No, go for it. I wanted you to.
But the reason that they're not just coming out, as we all want, all of us, that he's not coming out and saying, we're ending the Fed, like they're done. He just bringing in someone new to represent the Fed. Look at what the media does. Okay. The media would go ballistic, not to mention everything is tied to the Fed. It's a very complex system. If you just pull the Fed and just set it out there, it would be the whole country would be in chaos. They know this. It has been long time planned how to remove a system that is in almost every country, right? And this whole disgusting criminal syndicate of the Fed, it has to be undone, and they have to present new money. And what's going to happen, in my opinion, from everything I've seen, is there's going to be, as most of us know, a new treasury note, okay, which is going to be backed by metals, which is going to put us back on the gold standard that they took us off in 1971 on purpose, because they knew that was the absolute end of it. That's where inflation massively took off, because all inflation is the devaluation of the dollar, okay? Because it's not real money. It's a Ponzi scheme. So in order to present this, it has to be side by side. So I believe they're going to keep the Fed note out there, right? Which the whole point of this is to have the whole country understand it's not the government and that we were hijacked. They need to understand why it has to go, why there's inflation, and how it is corrupt, and it's not the government, and it's unconstitutional. So once they do that, they have a treasury note that, like we used to have, President Trump's signature is going to be on the new money. It's on the treasury.gov website. So if you don't believe me, go look it up. I posted it the other day. There's going to be new treasury note backed by gold or silver. It will be a certificate with a number on it, just like the money we see now, that's going to be equated to that amount in the mine or in the vault that we have of the metals. So that way there's no printing, there's no fraud, and the new system is going to be transparent. So this whole Fed thing, it has to be carefully brought out. You're not going to just see a day where it's like Trump comes out or Scott comes out and goes, the Fed is dead, like we all want it to be, just like with the arrests. Nothing is going to be a boom like that. It's going to be a slow roll. They're going to give us the option of which note do you want to use. Do you want to use this gold-backed currency with Trump's name on it that actually gets interest? Or do you want this fake Federal Reserve note that has kept you enslaved? They're going to let us decide, but they want us to know what it is first.
What do you got, Josh?
Go for it.
Or Tracy?
Well, I got two little things. We weren't muted, and we're sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But
we're going to go get some.
I have some old money that is a gold note, whatever. I was going to get him to go get it so I could show you guys. But I used to work at the bank. You do? Mm-hmm. I have one. Anyway, I think that the blue one is the silver, and the other one is the gold one. Mm-hmm. But it's actually a note. It's from when our money was backed by gold. Anyway, so two things. One, why do you think the MSM freaks out about getting a new Fed chair? Like, seriously, why would that matter his time was about to be up. So why freak the hell out? That should tell you something right there. Mm-hmm. And then Josh reminded me of this too. Q drop 1194 says, and it's on April 19th. Someone asked Federal Reserve ending, and Q said structure. So the structure of it. So think about that. And that's why I believe with what Warsh is going to do, it's going to come in, change the structure, change how it, what I'm saying, how it's, I personally I'm interested to see how it's going to go, how it's going to be laid out, how it's going to be structured from, I want to know. I believe what you're saying, Julie. But I know there's going to be a process. It's not just going to be it's going to have to, right? And so that's what I'm curious and interested
I think they're going to let us decide which note. Do you want the Trump note to make it simple terms? Do you want the Trump note? Explain that it's backed, can't be printed, new transparent system. Everything's going to be transparent. No more money laundering, no more printing out of nowhere, backed by precious metals. That way, everything is accounted for. It cuts out the fraud, it cuts out the laundering, it cuts out the inflation, and it's going to do the exact opposite. And we're so not used to this that it is. It's like, that's why people don't believe it. So I understand that. But we're going to actually have money that gains value instead of loses value. Right. So it's the exact opposite. And it's hard to wrap our heads around that because we're so beaten down and we're so used to everything going up and up. And I remember being younger thinking, when does stuff stop going up? Like, it's just going to keep. I remember thinking that. Yep. And, there was a reason why, because it doesn't make sense. It's not sustainable. What do we have? $39 trillion in debt. It's a Ponzi scheme. Because here's the thing. Think of this. You borrow the first dollar, right? With interest. So you owe $1.25. Mm-hmm. The first transaction, you are automatically in debt. Yep. Now you just keep multiplying that over the years and years and years. You will never pay it off. They know this. It's unsustainable. And that's why it has to go away. I say this all the time. If you cannot be great again, and you cannot flourish and have constitutional money and be great if you have the Federal Reserve. That in itself tells you why it has to go.
I got a question. Do y'all think that would the new I just wonder, were they able to counterfeit money when it was gold backed? Would that, if we have the new with the serial number or whatever that, you could see. I'm just wondering if that would, do away with counterfeiting as well.
Well, I think as long as there's human beings, there's going to be criminals trying to counterfeit it.
Yeah.
But if I know Trump, it's going to be something that's high advanced, high tech. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. But, there's always going to be people trying to do that but with this new money, hopefully no one will need to because everyone will have plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Whip and Spur, thank you so much for the 5 subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Josh, did you go yet? I can't remember.
No, not yet.
No, he
Okay.
hasn't. I'm sorry.
What do you got? Are you done? Otherwise,
I am. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to cut you off. I thought you were done. But
Are you done?
So before I get into
I wasn't being rude.
No, it's like, if you would have said, you done? Then that would have been
You done?
rude.
or just completely skip over you like you did AJP several times last week.
Oh no. AJP
Sorry.
goes, yep. Sorry.
We'll see if you get an invite back, brother.
Right.
I'm kidding.
So before I go into my interpretation of, what Julie just said too, because it goes very, very close to what Julie's saying. There's a reason that the MSM pushes against certain things and certain people. I just keep challenging you and saying, okay, why are you listening to these people? We were told long ago not to listen to these people, that they're fake news. So everybody's still saying, oh, well, that person might be bad because I'm seeing reports on X and stuff that they might be bad. I'm like, use your own discernment, people. So, Kevin Warsh, what is the one thing that will supercharge this economy other than the gas prices and things like that? Because I honestly believe once the bottom falls out of Iran, our gas prices are going to go way down. Okay.
Especially that OPEC thing that just happened too.
Yeah, we can get to that here in just a second because that's a good point too. So what is the one thing that would supercharge this economy? Home sales, construction, more jobs, lowering the interest rates. Q already told us back in Trump's first presidency, they tried to keep the interest rates up to avoid the economy getting better. Once Warsh gets in there, I guarantee you we'll have at least a 1 point base cut in interest rates. That will supercharge our economy. It'll supercharge investments. That's why they want to keep their people in there, is because if you can keep the economy bad, then you've got weapon going into the midterms and saying, oh, look at the economy, it sucks and blah, 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 blah. But once Warsh gets in there, he's going to supercharge everything and he's going to make it speed up incredibly fast. Now, there's a lot of people out there online, Julie already alluded to this a little bit, that we're just going to flip a switch. And the next day you're going to wake up and you're going to go to these redemption centers and you're going to be able to get blah, 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 blah. And they're going to convert the Iraqi dinar. And guys, it's all bull crap. It's all bullshit. They're trying to sell you something, or they're trying to harvest data from you. Okay. They're trying to play off of your fears. When is the last time Trump used fear in the general populace and was going to leave people out if you don't do this, and you're going to be left behind?
Yeah, the scams are outrageous.
He doesn't work like that.
Yeah, Trump doesn't work like.
The only time he did that was when he sent Soleimani a picture of his house.
That's right.
That was the only fear. Joe, that was good.
Well, think about it like this. Think about, he's posted multiple times with the Fed renovations. He's like, Jerome Powell is saying it's going to cost this. I can do it for this. Same thing with the pool.
Oh yeah.
That too. But the pool, like they wrote in a charge this and said it would take this long. I'm going to get it done for this. most presidents don't give a damn how much it costs. It's like, we got all the money. It don't matter. That's how much it costs. Okay, here. Not Trump. He's trying to save us money. You see what I'm saying? And so people try to make him out to be something he's not. He's trying to save the American people money. He's trying to save this country money just by that, just simply that.
Everything
He could have said,
does,
sure,
yes. Yep.
any first person that can get it done, get it done. And he's like, no, you can get it done in this amount of time and for less. That's smart. That is what we need. Other presidents didn't do that. They don't care.
Really quick. I just want to say one thing really quick. President Trump just posted a meme of the Strait of Trump. And he did it at 9:22, and 9:22 says, keep the resignation list updated, important. Keep the graphics updated, important.
Wow. That's
Sorry,
awesome.
It's so funny.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that Trump doesn't work in chaos with the general public. He's not going to leave anybody behind. Guys, quit listening to all these QFS people. They're scammers.
Yeah,
They're all scammers. Okay? So this is the way Trump operates. Think of the Department of Education. What he is slowly dismantling the Department of Education. Okay? He infiltrates, appoints, and then slowly takes the pieces out one by one by one while he's building up his new system. So you listen to LT a lot. I'm telling you, we've all, and we're going to get this meeting with him and AJP. I know it, but we've all sat down with LT and drank a Coke with him, and he pushes gold and silver for a reason. Okay, gold and silver will be the new note, or the new currency
asset
for the note to be backed up by. Okay. Now, people are saying, what about crypto? What about crypto? All right. Listen to the Trumps. What do? They push Bitcoin. They push XRP. We've got a crypto reserve.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you don't think that crypto is going to be a part of this, I think you're mistaken too. And I'm not saying Julie's mistaken, but
No, it's going to be both. Absolutely. Good. For sure. Going to be both. And it is going to be Bitcoin, and it is going to be XRP.
So Q even says the only way forward is for transparency. Now, was he talking about, disclosure and all of the arrest and everything like that? Yeah, that's what the context was behind that, and all their evil deeds. But it rings true. And the only way you can have transparency is if you have a transparent ledger. Okay. And here's what I by a transparent ledger. I'm going to break it down into very easy to understand terms. So your bank right now, they have what they call a closed ledger. Okay. You don't have access to what their ledger of people getting sent money here and here and here and here. It's all closed. It's all behind closed doors. Okay. You can't walk into the Fed and audit the Fed. Nobody can walk into the Fed. Nobody can look at the Fed's books. Okay.
Nobody.
So with Bitcoin, and especially XRP, the ledger is open to the people. The people can see what's going on with it. Julie, when she's in crypto, Julie is the bank of Julie.
Mm-hmm.
It is not some other third party.
There's everything is person to person. There's going to be no more middle people taking a cut, taking days, delays, the old SWIFT system. All of that is so archaic, and that they did that on purpose. So what's coming in the financial system, you're right, Josh, it's going to be new money backed by gold and cryptos, but it's not going to be all of these cryptos are not going to be part of the new system. Now, are you going to be able to still invest in them? Maybe, but you probably wouldn't want to. It's going to be a handful of cryptos, probably 8 of them, that are going to be part of the new system. And for anybody out there that are like, I don't like crypto, I don't trust crypto, you're going to have to learn it. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. Just like when everybody was scared of phones, the new cell phones, you're going to have to learn it. And it's a process. And look at even like checks are still around. So it's going to be a slow transition, but eventually you'll understand it. And it's going to be a whole new transparent system where if I'm sending Tracy money It's already verified. It's Tracy. It'll take seconds and be super cheap. No more of this, oh, I wrote a check or I'm sending money over to someone and it takes 3 days to clear and it all
costs
that
you
garbage.
this much money, transfer
and
fees.
It's outrageous. So when you're talking about international transactions, that's really expensive and slow. That's going to all be cut out. It's going to be boom, instantaneous seconds and super inexpensive. It's going to be, and everybody is going to be on the same rails, the same system globally. Because if you want to do business quickly and efficiently, it has to be the same system. So if anyone could see the magnitude of this and how long they've been working on this, it's been a very long time coming, but it's great for us.
I know there's a lot of people in the chat saying, "Oh, I stay away from Bitcoin. I don't like Bitcoin." Listen, it's going to be part of it. And let me tell you why. Eric Trump and family and Barron Trump, they have one of the world's largest Bitcoin mining facilities in the world.
Yes, they do.
Bitcoin, we have the largest Bitcoin reserve in the world in the United States.
Hey, did y'all see that they somebody put that out? One of the government department said they were seizing crypto from these.
Because it's an open ledger. We can see the corruption.
And by the way, the whole Bitcoin thing of, I some people don't agree, but Bitcoin was a nefarious coin. It was being used for bad things. We took it back because a lot of people are invested in it. So Trump's not going to let all these people lose all these millions of dollars. They hijacked it back. We took it back and we're using it for good.
Yeah, think about that though. All forms of payment has been used for nefarious reasons.
Right.
Cash.
Cash has,
Everything's
but we all
been
still
used.
use that.
You mean like when
Anything
Obama
can be.
sent the pallet of 1.7 billion over to
Right.
Iran, that kind? Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to use cash anymore? Come on.
People say, "Oh, Bitcoin, they use it for child trafficking." Do you not think they use XRP for child trafficking? Do you not think they use cash for child trafficking?
The dollar
Come
you
on,
just
people.
the $20 you just bought supper with was probably used to snort coke or bend someone's bra. I mean, it's all been used. So I'm just saying.
I love my wife.
I'm just saying.
I'm done, by the way.
You're just like Meredith. Meredith always talks about like where dollar bills have been.
I worked in the bank. I'm telling you, that is some of the
I like
best.
mine. I like mine fresh and crisp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Just saying.
All right. Hey, Joe, what's up?
What up? You guys are on fire out there in the chats. Good to see you guys all out there.
You can't buy
Great.
chatters.
Look at there.
No,
we have some good chatters.
You can't buy chatters. That's
No, you
interesting.
can't. I'm so glad you can't too, because it kind of just shows you things sometimes.
Yeah.
That's what Scott Bessent was talking about. Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
I was gonna say, if you know, you know. That's all.
If you know, you know.
My paid bots talk a lot. If you listen to Scott Bessent, he specifically said, I call him Scotty B. You specifically heard him talk about the IG, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the key to the Treasury and the bullshit being exposed. So keep a lookout for that. You guys are also bringing up the crypto. Now, KC, I think it was last Wednesday, she talked about the mining that was happening in Iran, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the story came out today. Treasury freezes $344 million in crypto as Operation Economic Fury pushes Iran to industrial breaking point. I think that's what Tracy was alluding to as well. Yep. So you're seeing that on multiple fronts. The other thing I want to mention to you guys that I think is important, and also alluding to what Julie was talking about, is the slow rolling out. And I have been, me and one of my AJP Army guys out there have been tracking the states that have passed laws recognizing gold and silver as legal tender. There's 11 states right now, believe it or not, that do
I thought
accept.
there was more than that. Okay.
Well, there's more that are coming, but Utah, Oklahoma, Arizona, Wyoming, Arkansas, Louisiana, there's more in the works. Texas is one of them that has actually been working on pending or phased in legislation in regards to gold and silver backed. Many other states as well, including Kansas, South Carolina, West Virginia. So yeah, they're kind of slowly, and this has been since 2011. So over the last, 10, 15 years, they've been slowly allowing gold and silver as currency. So that is kind of, that drip, and then holy crap, the flood will come in and unload. But I think that Thumper made some good points. Thumper Rose over on Pill talking about, I think we'll have a stable treasury coin on blockchain backed by U.S. Treasury gold. That's a great point, Thumper, as well. So it's just a lot. This is why it's just an amazing time to be alive watching this all happen. It really is. I mean, I feel kind of sorry for some of the people that might have tuned out and just stepped away and not paying attention, or maybe think nothing's going on or nothing's happening. I kind of feel bad for that crowd, because we are witnessing the ultimate history being made, and we are part of, bringing that history forward and talking about it and showing you guys, the viewers out there, what all is going on. So it's pretty amazing time to be alive.
Yep.
Amen, Joe. It really is.
Guys, I just want to say one little thing before we move on. Realize where we were in 2008 to where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
James Comey just got arrested. Joe, you've been in this a long time like I have. How long have we been waiting on something like this to happen?
I know.
Man, it's been, 2016 when Trump came down the escalator or whatever it was, that's when I was fully like, okay, something big is going on here, because I swore Hillary was going to win. There was no way he could beat the deep state. And so, it's been 10 years now that we've been wanting something major to happen. And this is why I'm excited every day to push that start button, Josh.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, guys, I know a lot of you have just come into this movement within the last couple of years. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this movement, getting people to wake up on the daily basis and red pilling and stuff. Guys, step out of the cinema and get back to work, because we've still got a lot of people out there that we've got to wake. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, well, at this point, it just doesn't matter. Guys, that's what the cinema tells you. Okay? This stuff takes work. It takes real life blood, sweat, and tears
of all of us. Everybody getting involved. It's we can't just do it. That's why we do this. I mean, seriously, we're not making money here, guys. I'm just
but I would say this, because there's a lot. But I would say this: a lot of people don't know what to do. Okay. And I understand that they're distracted, they're busy, they're going through their own personal things. A lot of people are suffering, but I will say this: the very minimum thing you can do besides follow Jesus, because that's the most important, is support your president. That's what he needs. He needs our understanding, and he needs us to support him, no matter what it looks like to you. You need to trust him. You need to trust him.
Whip and Spur said, I've lost so many people in the life over this. The new people I've met along the way are my people now. That is so true. And the work that we've put in and the sacrifices we've made. Listen, I don't know my family anymore. I don't talk to them because I'm the black sheep of the family. My family is all... What?
You'll be vindicated. Don't worry.
I will. And I know that. And that it's just getting to the end. So that's all I wanted to say. We've come such a long way, and I'm proud of everyone and to be a part of this movement and where we're at today.
Right. And but just it sometimes it does get discouraging.
Heavy.
And
it does.
I get disappointed when I see a lot of people blackpilling, nothing's happening, it's all fake, it's a movie, and all that good stuff. It's very discouraging because been in this for 10 years, 10 freaking years, trying to make people see what's really going on in the world, what's really going on in our country, how these people, what they did. And because it takes the majority of people realizing this and wanting to take back their country and do the right things and be involved. I mean, and get involved in your school boards or, your voting precincts, or just, I don't know, it takes more. And it does get discouraging sometimes when you see what you put all your blood, sweat, and tears in, all your extra time for 10 freaking years, and then some faggot come in and try to mess it all up for freaking money, man. That's no better than the freaking bad guys selling the country out. It pisses me off. And it's like, what the hell do we even do this crap for? For some freaking people to come in and just destroy it. So yeah, it pisses me off.
It does, but and I totally agree with you, Tracy. The thing is, and this, it takes a lot, because I've had to do this and reel it in. What we need to do, and this is hard, and we don't always all do it. I don't either. But those people that have been paid to counter our president, to make us doubt our president, and big names too.
Oh, yeah.
Those people have to answer to God. Those people are going to have to answer to President Trump when we are on the other side of this, and everybody gets to see that they were not loyal. And loyalty doesn't mean cult. Loyalty doesn't mean you don't ask questions, but there are many, many people out there. And now here's the new thing, right? Because now it's not nothing's happening anymore. Nothing's happening. Now it's turning into, well, it didn't happen soon enough.
Yeah.
Or
I've seen that.
I don't think that anything's going to happen. He's going to find a lawyer and he's going to get off.
Yep.
Shut the F up.
Please.
Ignore those people and mute them, because there's nothing. They're black pillars. They want Trump to fail, or their own lives are miserable. Mute them, block them. That's it. Like, be like a soldier. You don't hear it, you don't see it. Just keep going, because it's already done. It's already done. It's still a war, and there's still loss, and there's still uncertainty, but we win. Just be smart.
It's just surface level thinking. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. This is the absolute last thing I'm going to say about it. A lot of these people, if you'll notice, they've not been doing this that long. And so they've not had time to really figure it out, to get to that 40,000 foot view of thinking. Right. And I get sometimes maybe it's a coping mechanism because they can't deal with it. I don't know. But I'm just going to pray about it, that the Lord just, because I know God wins. God wins in the end. And truth always gets exposed. It might take a little while, but it does. The truth does come out. So that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I got to say about
that. Yes,
I gotta get a Forrest Gump emoji in there.
We need that.
Did you see what Imaj said? General Trump told us 17 million times, never give up. Amen, Imaj.
That's right.
Don't be a panicking.
Look, I've had my times where Josh will tell you, I was like,
no, it gets frustrating because
you want to just go back to the way we were.
No, you can't, girl. Who are you kidding?
I know, but I was so discouraged. I just wanted to throw my phone. I'm just like, these people are ruining what Trump is trying to do. The man has almost been shot so many freaking times. It's
I heard it's over 60 times they've tried to kill him, at least. At least 60 times.
Guys, so like Joe, you'll when we meet in DC, you'll see this. Like, these guys can attest to it. We'll be hanging out. I'll just have like a weird random thought. I'll start laughing in my head. Like, I was picturing Josh and Tracy like agreeing that they're going to quit all this. They're just going to go back to normal life. And I'm just picturing them laying in bed, like just next to each other, staring at the ceiling. And like an hour goes by and Josh is like, I'm fixing to go on QAG.
Or I'm going live.
I'm going live right now,
And
guys.
I can't take
Hop
it
on.
anymore, Tracy.
Hop on.
I'm doing it right now.
Right
Joe
now,
looks
hop
like
on.
Joe looks like he's got something serious to say.
No, I mean, listen, this is one of those things and stuff that has, has driven me crazy for a long time, because here's the way I look at it. And Tracy, you ended that perfectly with the truth always wins, because it always does. And it just sometimes takes longer. And that's the downside with it. I believe that, and like I've said from the get-go, when I, joined on with you guys in Truth Through Media, is it doesn't matter what anybody else does, because we're going to be staying over the signal and focusing on that. And people are going to be looking at all of this FAGA and everything else and go, yeah, I'm going to go somewhere else and look for a better message. And that's where we came in. That's where we came in. That's where we come in, is we have the message and we're staying at that 40,000 foot view. And regardless of how frustrating it gets, it is what it is. We can't change what they do, but we can be the change we want to see in the world. And when that switch flipped on me, and I knew no matter what was going to happen, no matter how many attacks come, no matter how many accounts I lost, it didn't matter. I was going to keep pushing forward and keep reaching for truth, because that's what people want and that's what people deserve. And so let them do what they're going to do, and let them, let them be FAGA, because people are starting to figure it out. People are starting to leave. People are starting to look for other places to find information. And that's why, pretty sure why you guys named it Truth Through Media, because that's all we care about is the truth in itself. So, we're going to be the winners in the end, regardless of how frustrating it gets. And believe you me, Tracy, I mean, there's been times, man. There's been times where I've just wanted to absolutely unload, but it's not worth it, because, it always gets twisted. It always gets, this, that, and the other. We are truly staying focused. That's what separates us from anybody else. And people can say, whatever they want about us. And we don't, I don't care. I honestly don't care at all. Like, I think it's kind of funny, actually, to think that I give a shit what somebody online is saying about me. I could care less, unless you actually, had done a show with me or talked to me, then who I am. And that's the other thing, is like, say whatever you want. I've got 5 years, 1,100 shows that is all me. Go ahead, roll through them all, pick something out, tell me what I did wrong. I get people, and, I say this all the time, like, challenge me, challenge what I say, challenge my truth. I get nothing. I get no pushback whatsoever. Why? Because they know I'm over the target. They know that I've done my research. They know I've got the sauce. So I'm not worried about anything other than truly figuring out how the hell my kids and my grandkids won't ever have to go through this and be this frustrated, this pissed off, this scared, horrified, whatever word. Yeah, exactly. That you want to use. How do we move forward as a country, period, that our kids and grandkids don't ever have to go through this and can truly experience what it was like to grow up in the 70s or 80s, and feel like you are free. Free,
truly free, Joe.
Truly free, right?
Truly
That's what
free.
we want. I played a video. I'm trying to remember if it was Monday or maybe Friday, specifically talking about what it was like growing up in the 70s, a short little clip, about, during the summertime, how we'd be kicked out of the house, in the morning after we ate breakfast and told not to come back until dinner time. Right. Like, kids don't experience that. It's such a different time that we grew up in. But Melania and Trump, saving our children and understanding, why that is so important. And of course, the rest of the Trump administration as well. That's what this is all about. It's not about me or Julie or Tracy or Steve or any of us. This is literally about the future generations and bringing the power back to we the people.
Yeah.
And here's the other part, Joe. That was amazing. The other part is to find in this movement the joy in the little things. Find the joy in the little wins. And now we're getting to the point where there's going to be big wins. And like my whole account, not about me, but my whole account, I make sure is positive. You will never, ever find anything negative unless it's against them. I want to make sure people understand it's a operation, that we win, that you need to stay focused. And as Joe and all of us say, ignore the noise, stay in the signal, and what really matters in this fight. And just for yourself, if you have to walk away for a little bit, but find the joy and be grateful we're seeing this at all. Things are not getting worse. They are being exposed for what is coming. Yes. And what's coming is epic. Never before happened. This never before happened in anybody's lifetime. These criminals, traitors, perverts, child traffickers, all of them are going down. That's why Gitmo was expanded. That's why there's ships docked at Gitmo. It's people are not going to believe how many people are going down. And just because it's never happened before doesn't mean it won't. Right. So I just really, really hope people see that this is truly the greatest time to be alive. And please trust your president and his team.
Yeah.
Amen. Good stuff, guys. I want to end it with this because this was a big deal, and it's a huge deal for our elections going forward. So the Supreme Court ruled race cannot be a primary consideration when you're doing redistricting. What's up? Why are you laughing at me?
Because I'm not, because the point that there would ever even be such a thing is so ridiculous. Sorry. That's what
I do now.
No, not at you. Sorry.
I hate when you laugh. Like,
well, everything the left does is about race. So why are we shocked? But anyway, I apologize. Sorry.
When I'm being funny and you laugh, I like that. But when you're laughing and I'm like, well, what did I do?
Wait, what's wrong?
I don't like you. Make me self-conscious. All right. Anyway, that's so true what you just said. Anyway, here's John Solomon. Let's talk about it afterwards. Here we go.
There was a massive ruling handed down by the United States Supreme Court that will have a major impact on the upcoming midterms to the benefit, most likely, of conservatives and Republicans. Earlier today, the court released an opinion striking down a set of Louisiana congressional district maps that added a second majority black district. The court ruled very clearly race cannot be a primary consideration when you're doing redistricting. Now, politics can, but not race. Now, why is that important? Well, first, those two Louisiana districts are going to be declared illegal. They're Democrat leaning. They're likely to be redrawn Republican. Meanwhile, other states are doing exactly the same thing. Florida today passed a brand new map in compliance with this ruling that adds 4 Republican seats to the state of Texas. Just got the okay from the Supreme Court to do 5 more seats that are going to lean more Republican. The argument at hand is whether or not race can play a role. As we know, the court has ruled in the past, you can't use race for college entry, and now you can't use race predominantly as a reason for making congressional districts. Justice Samuel Alito wrote the majority decision. He wrote, because the Voting Rights Act did not require Louisiana to create an additional majority-minority district, no compelling interest justified the state's use of race in creating that district, and that map is an unconstitutional racial gerrymander. Now, the 6-3 decision is going to trigger, as I said, a series of redraws, predominantly across the South, predominantly with Republicans picking up districts. The question now is how many of those can be done before the 2026 election and how many will wait to 2028. Florida got it done today. Texas is already done. Louisiana will be in the process. Mississippi just called a special session to be concurrent with this release of the ruling, meaning that Republicans are going to speed to it. Meanwhile, Democrats have another problem. The 2 big redistrictings they have done, Prop 50 in California and the one in Virginia, which picked up about a net 9 seats for Democrats. All of those relied on race in some way. If you look at the ballot initiative or the actual language that was used, they did race, which means it's going to open up a new avenue to block those redistricting movements over the next few months. Keep an eye on that. This could be a major tipping point for Republicans in the battle for control of Congress.
So, yeah, Julie, I mean, it's ridiculous that had to be a decision, but that's good stuff. I mean, it's positive.
So what it also does is I like to just really laser focus on certain things. Think about what they've done to the Black community for so long.
Mm-hmm.
They have just, if I was a Black person, I would be furious what they tried to do to my community. They've using them that they're dumb, they can't get IDs, they're poor,
They don't
they're
know how to access the internet.
oh my God, like what they have done to cause division, and it's not just the Black community, they don't do it with everything,
Mm-hmm.
rich, poor, religion,
Male,
everything.
female.
Every which possible way to divide. But what they've done, it's saying, oh, well, yeah, they're just disenfranchised. We got to over race, all to divide. These people are sick. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. It's all being undone. It's just so ridiculous what they've done. We're all human beings. I don't see color. I don't care. Are you a good person? Good. If you're not, I don't care what you look like. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. That's
much
how most of
melanin you
America
have in your
feels.
skin
We don't
doesn't
care.
matter.
Are you good? Perfect. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Literally, that's it. That's most of America. That's most people. That's global. Everyone wants the same things. We want to love, be loved, have freedom to love our God, love the neighbor. That's the majority of America.
Yeah, I wrote an article about that. How we all want the same things.
We do.
We all want safe neighborhoods, good
Yes.
education, be able to pay our bills, and
wanna
enjoy our
life.
time, get a good job, be able to worship how we want to worship, and we all want the same things. We
Yes. And everything that they've done to us has been by design. That's what's so mind-blowing. All the poverty in other countries is all by design. They put these deep state players in there with rigged elections, pillage their countries, make them poor. All those poor people that you send money to, it's all by design. They have plenty of land, plenty of food, plenty of money. It's all man-made, and it's disgusting. And those days are over. It's over. It's going to take a minute to get everywhere else, but we're coming to help other people once we're solid.
So
Praise God.
Our governor, Tate Reeves, made a post, and I was like, because normally, I feel one way sometimes about my governor, and some ways about whatever we call him Tate Reeves, but
Tater.
but I just want to say the South for the win, because he, Mississippi, that case overturned. It was the Dobbs case, Roe v. Wade. That was brought to the Supreme Court and got overturned through the state of Mississippi. And now Louisiana did this with the, however you pronounce it, with the voting district.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whoop, whoop, South.
Yep.
I mean, but those two things are huge, huge. I don't think people realize how big that is, what that is going to do. Steve, is that what you wanted to talk about? What that's going to do? Are you muted?
You know that? See what you said there.
That was really good.
What did you ask me?
Is that what you wanted to talk about on that? Like what that is actually going to do? It's going to prevent all this, redistricting, voting according to like just race. If they say, well, this is a predominantly Black community, so this is going to be a Democrat, it's going to free up a lot more seats and for Republicans.
Right. Yeah. That was my main point.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes.
So I'm going to come at it from the Q perspective, and I agree with Joe because I've been watching some of his shows, and he believes that where Q was talking about the midterms, it's this year. We're going through it right now. Q post 1197 on 4/19/2018. Will election fraud be revealed soon? Yes.
Yes, it
Midterms
will.
are safe. Q. And that's a 419 Delta, and we're going through all of this. what you're seeing right now is what Julie's going to probably talk about this here in just a second. But what we're seeing here is the little steps that President Trump is taking, that we're seeing the result of this from his first term. In his first term, the judges were the target. If he had not done what he had done with the Supreme Court, we wouldn't have had this win today. So you can see, Julie keeps telling you this is a military operation that's gone back so far. At least 10 years.
At least, yeah.
And we're seeing everything culminating up to this point. And what President Trump is doing is he's having win after win after win because of everything that he set up previously. Now, Thune's already said he's not going to pass the SAVE Act. He's on record today by saying he is not going to pass the SAVE Act. So, moves, counter moves. What has Julie been telling you over and over that is in Trump's back pocket? What have we been telling you over and over that people we have talked to that is a part of a contractor out of the NSA and sheriffs out there have helped write this executive order that's coming?
I know two people who wrote it.
Guys, we're telling you this because they're
That's
not
like
going to pass.
personally know that. Like I'm not making that up. Like
right.
Yeah, they're not going to pass the SAVE Act because they know it will be the end of the rhinos in the Dem party. You cannot go through Congress to get these midterms safe. So what do you got to do? You got to get a court win for redistricting and have that red wave that we've talked about all of these years. And Joe is spot on by saying everything that was talked about in midterms, we're going to see it come to fruition now out of the Q drops.
on that ride, you're seeing Tom Fitton come out. And didn't he just say, Joe, did you see that? The number of people that they took off the rolls? Was it like in the millions, wasn't it?
6.
Yeah, 6 million. Thank you. I mean, so along this way, we're also seeing all of this fraud that they said wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. So that's going to lead up to, with the SAVE Act not being passed, not only does it show who's corrupted, who doesn't want free and fair elections, which that's also a part of it. Our elections are a disaster, and you cannot have mail-in ballots. You cannot have drop boxes. You cannot have what they've been doing with, especially the electronic voting machines. I don't care what else you have. You cannot have electronic voting machines. They were literally created to overthrow governments and steal seats and steal elections.
And that's national security.
Absolutely.
That's the key. That's the
key. And the reason, as Josh said I was going to talk about, the reason he's got to call this national emergency is because it is a national security issue, because it was foreign interference in our government. Now, it was domestic as well, but it was foreign. That's the key word. Foreign interference, which was the overthrowing, words matter, the overthrowing of the United States government. So there already are executive orders put into place, but he needs to bring this to the forefront so everyone sees it now. A national emergency for election integrity, followed up by an executive order, literally making it so there's no way to cheat, overseen by the military. So if these poll workers think they're going to cheat and do all their shenanigans, there'll be a military person standing there saying, I don't think so.
Yep.
So we, as I say all the time, you do not have a country if you do not have free and fair elections. Correct. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You could have run the best campaign. You could have the most money. You could be the most popular. Trump could back you. Doesn't matter. If you have electronic voting machines and fraudulent voting systems with tabulators as well, we do not have a country. You will lose because the voting machines flip it, and we can't have that. So that has to be secured. That is the main focus that I am telling everyone to focus on is election integrity. And when he calls this, we're all in agreement, screaming, thank you, President Trump and team.
Yes, 100%.
You know what's funny, Julie? When you just said that, it reminded me of something. There's video out there of Hillary Clinton. I feel like she's on a stage somewhere being interviewed, and she actually says almost those exact same words. You can run the best campaign, blah blah blah, and you can
she
have.
did?
Yeah, she goes, and you can have the election.
Maybe
stolen
I'm
from you."
Hillary.
Wearing a Julie mask.
Can you imagine?
Would die.
I gotta find that.
Who cares? What did she say? Who cares at this point? Well, what difference does it make?
What difference does it make at this point, or something?
Do you
like
guys
that?
want to see my witch
Fugazi.
carry my witch card because I'm a witch?
Oh, come on. People will
Anyway.
just misconstrue.
Oh yeah, I know. Right? They'll take that out of context, like the. fake
Thank you,
news.
Chickaboom. Chickaboom says, "What difference at this point does it make?" That was the
that's
exact
what
What
quote.
difference at this point does it make? I can't wait to see her strung. Guys, when she's arrested, and she will be, you're gonna your phone, your whole house is gonna shake, and it's gonna be me screaming.
Yep.
Oh, I love seeing the Scooby van in the chat.
I can't see it because I can't see the Rumble.
Yeah.
Like I see it, but it won't show emojis.
Oh, you don't have you don't have like
It
the
only
Rumble?
shows X emojis on my end. I can't see Rumble. I
No,
just
no,
see
no,
the
but
words.
so you don't have like another window or screen anywhere where it shows the
Steve,
Rumble
who
chat.
are you talking to?
I forgot. Yeah.
Julie Fiend Donuts.
I'm going to change my name to Fing Donuts.
I am
Jay
not
Fing
even.
Donuts.
I refuse to even try to teach you StreamYard until you at least get another monitor.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll take a little donation from you. You can donate money so I can buy one.
Okay. Joe, why don't you? I don't think you ever gave your thoughts on the
just sitting.
redistricting, did you?
I'm just along for the ride.
Okay, so why don't you do that, and then your final thoughts, and then you can go set up your. Well, actually, it's already set up. I'm already ready to read to you once we end. So,
wow. So I got redistricting and final words all at the same time.
That's how we usually do it.
You got time? Anybody got to go to the bathroom before I do this?
Wait, you don't
listen, I
you
did it.
don't have to wait for me.
I went during the last video. I'm good to
Okay,
go. Bro.
fantastic. Just want to make sure before we get into all this. No, you guys have been summing it up and been doing a fantastic job at explaining all this. Let's not forget the black vote in 2024 was the largest ever, and there's a reason for that. Because the black population are tired of being lied to. We have Chicago flip red. We have Chicago flip red going to Philadelphia to flip Philadelphia red. Like, we have so many great movements that are happening. The redistricting, and you guys are on point about that as well, was another way that they cheated the system, right? And now they're all freaking out about this redistricting because they know the grift is up. We're done with this crap. We're done with allowing them to try to do everything and anything they possibly can to steal elections. Josh, you're right on, man. And I have been talking about the midterm elections, and it reminded me of which Q drop was this? This was Q drop 2288 and 2287. Red October midterm elections, red wave or red tsunami. Fight, fight, fight. That is exactly what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're going to witness. I really believe 2020 was a huge red wave.
Agreed.
I think there was 100 million people that really voted for Trump, if not more at that point.
Agreed.
But, and that's the other thing, like Trump has brought up as well, like the 2020 election, we're not done with that either. We're still going to have truth and reconciliation about the 2020 election. We're still going to have truth and reconciliation about everything that is being brought up. But I wanted to talk real quick because today's Delta's 1295, which just happened to be dropped on 4/29 of 2018 at 11/11, by the way. be careful who you are following. Some are profiting off this movement. Some are building a big following off this movement, only then to retreat and go mainstream, which, if you think about it, it was the opposite for Tucker. He was mainstream and he retreated and went independently, right? So it's kind of the opposite.
Not
but
really.
But
did
not
you see how
really.
many of those people? Did you ever see that, Joe? Like
Yes.
that whole group that's all the same now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is
Making
kind of
more money
interesting.
now.
Kind of interesting, right?
Mhm.
Patriots make sacrifices, some the ultimate sacrifices. Patriots are selfless. Do they ask for monthly payments to remain patriots? Think logically. To some, it's all about money. Those who would seek personal gain at the expense of others in this movement have an agenda. You decide. This is not a game. The only profit we should be striving for is true freedom. God bless you all. That is what this movement is about. We are selfless. We could care less. I've given up a 16-year career to be able to do this full time over the last couple of years. And, you know, my wife still kind of kicks me often and says, "What are you doing?" But she gets it. She understands. She gets it. She knows, you know, she's no wife. She's had her best friend say, you know, thank God for Joe and helping, you know, me wake up. And she saw it that way from one of her friends. So, you know, you got to have that support system as well. But this movement is really bigger than any of us. And I think that's part of the problem with, you know, the frustrations that a lot of us see and feel and hear, because there's so many people out there that it's all about themselves. This is also why I think it's so important that a lot of us, you know, look at our chatters, you know, not just the people who are donating. We're looking at the people who are chatting in our chats, and because they're just as important, if not a bigger part of this movement, as we are. Like your guys' input, your guys' comments, everything that you guys talk about is just as important, if not more important than what I talk about. I miss things, you know, I don't get everything right 100% of the time. And if I'm wrong, I definitely talk about it, although I'm not wrong often. I'm kidding. I do get things wrong. Right. And so I admit it right at the same time, but it's just truly amazing when you start to break down all of this redistricting, all of the waste, fraud, and abuse, the voter rolls. I think somebody said there was another 800,000 from Tom Fitton, so that almost brings us to 7 million cleaned off the voter rolls. Harmeet Dillon yesterday found another 60,000 dead voters in North Carolina. This is why what Harmeet Dillon is doing and suing all of these states for the voter rolls and getting them cleaned up is so important. And then you think about the deportations and the self-deportations. We're getting rid of all their voters. We're getting rid of their illegal voters. We're getting rid of the dead voters. Yes, some states, not all states, but some states have gotten rid of, you know, these machines and have gone to paper ballots, and some have changed a lot of
I see dead voters.
I see dead voters.
I was laughing at that. I saw that, and I saw Zahas. My buddy Zahas says Joe thought he was wrong one time. He was mistaken. Thank you. I try not to. Like, I take it very seriously, you guys. Like, you know, yesterday, like, I didn't have energy at all. Like, and I think Josh even said something in chat, like, dude, are you okay? Like, yeah, I'm fine, dude. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong. It's just, I don't think people realize, like, when you're staying focused and you're staying in the signal, how much work and effort is put into everything that I do. I'm doing 30 hours of shows a week. That is without the research. Throw in another 30 hours of research. Like, literally from the time I wake up to the time I do a show, you know, I'm constantly trying to make sure that I stay at that 40,000 foot view and give you guys what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Right. And that's two different things. And so, yeah, there's just some days where I'm just like tired and I just don't have it, but I'm still going to push that start button. I'm still going to go on. I'm still going to try to, you know, bring you guys what I can. It's just not going to have that full energy like I normally have, but it's so important what all of us are doing together. And, you know, I think a lot about the people that are listening out there and arming you guys with those slings and arrows that you need to be able to be the red pill, to be that change in your lives, in your families. And I know that, like, I have lost a lot of good friends, because of what I do. And, at first I was like, well, is this really worth it? Losing a friend over politics. I lost one recently because of politics. That was a good friend of mine, and I still haven't talked to him, in a month now because of a situation. And I'm just like, man, I'm not wrong. So why should I feel bad? Like, I'm not going to feel bad. And if people don't get it and they don't understand it and they don't want to be a part of the ride that I'm on, then so be it. I'm not worried about it. Like, I've got way bigger things to worry about. And when I am done, and if I ever do stop doing what I'm doing, which I doubt it, my whole catalog, like, as I mentioned, over 1,100 shows, my whole catalog's out there. People can see it. People can dig through it. They can see how I've stayed over the signal for you guys and have tried to focus on so much. And even though I've lost all those people and all those friends and some family as well, even close family, I've gained a whole new AJP army and a Truther Media army as well, that has replaced those people with like-minded people that understand that this is bigger than any of us. It's way bigger than any of us. Yeah. And so, it comes down to, choices, right? And my choice for this last 10 years, when that switch was flipped, to bring truth, and I'm never going to stop. So regardless of whatever happens around me or whatever fallout might happen, I just chalk it up as, well, it is what it is. Like, I can't change what other people are doing, and I sure as hell ain't going to change who I am and what I've been doing. That is the key to this whole thing. So all I can say to you guys out there, for those who are frustrated, for those who, want to see some accountability, for those that want, this, that, or the other is, and I know we've been saying it's coming, and it is literally coming, because you can see the table is being set. Everything is being put out there right in front of us for the public to be fully aware of everything that's about to happen. And once the public realizes it and sees it, they're going to go, holy crap, Joe was right. Julie was right. Steve was right. Trace and Josh were right. We've been staying over the signal for that purpose. And those people who are on the other end of the spectrum, as much as they want to say, oh, we're all in the same boat and we're all leading to the same thing, blah, 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 blah. F those people. They're not in the same boat. They're nowhere even near the same boat as that I'm in, because I'm not paying. Sure. Yeah, they're actually sinking in their boat. Yeah.
They're trying to get all the water out.
And it just keeps filling up. We've had a huge couple of days here, this last couple of weeks, with the Grassley stuff coming out, Comey, the Fauci stuff, all of this OPEC being brought up, the Iran situation, Israel and Russia, Saudi Arabia announcing yesterday they're backing out of OPEC.
I know, that was huge. That was huge.
We are witnessing the destruction of the old guard on multiple levels, including, and not to forget, all the way down, including the Fed, right? We're watching the destruction of the Fed. We're watching the destruction, the Lords of London, Cisco, exactly. All of this stuff and things is happening. And, I'm truly honored and blessed to be a part of this movement, no matter how small, of a role that I play in the grand scheme of things. I wouldn't change a thing. I'm not going to change a thing. And we're going to keep on winning every single day. You're going to get so tired of winning. Trump told us that. That's never going to
I can't stand it. Stop.
Yeah. No more winning. No more
winning. Stop. We got to find that clip for the next show.
So on that note, I'm going to get things ready to roll over on my end for the Woodshed Wednesday. Off to the woodshed you go. And believe me, it's not like that kind of a woodshed. It's actually a party woodshed, but BYOB.
Yeah, we'll probably be wrapping up in like 10 minutes or so. So I will raid right over to you.
Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you for what you do. Really, truly,
Yes.
you're amazing, and I love you.
Thank you, Julie.
You're an amazing patriot.
Right back at you, and I'm just so blessed and honored to be here with you guys on Wednesdays, and Tracy and Josh and Casey and the rest of the Truth Through Media family as well. Of course, just all of us staying super focused, and remembering what's most important. That God wins, and if you got that full armor of God on every single day, and you realize that God wins, the rest of this crap doesn't matter. It all happens in God's timing. That's for dang sure. So thank you guys.
You know what I want to say to you, Joe, because I don't think I've ever said it. I don't know if anyone's ever said it on a show. You brought such a calming force to Truth or Media. Like you are absolutely. I know you have your moments, but you have them in private. You know what I mean? Where like I haven't seen you like in the chat or whatever. Like, are you okay? But like. You're just calm, man. You're just, and all the rest of us, we have our moments.
I don't.
I did.
That you do. No, I do.
Well, it's not easy, dude. It's one of those things. Like I think Josh and I. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Josh and I had a discussion a couple days ago. Like, dude, you know how many times I just want to unleash, like, so bad, but I just try to be that calm in the storm. It's something that has taken me years literally to figure out, right? It's and I think because of you guys too, you guys also helped me keep, staying at that 40,000 foot view and not going crazy all over the place. And that's what we do for each other. We lift each other up. We keep each other, calm in the storm, and we try to keep each other focused. That's what Truth or Media is all about. And of course, God first, truth second, but God equals truth. So we're going to keep on keeping on. That's what we do best. And I appreciate all you guys out there in the chats. I've seen your guys' comments. Average Joe effing Patriot coming right at you.
Everybody's Fing in the chat. Everyone's Fing Joe, Fing Donuts.
AJP is the Fing calm.
Yep.
We should all change our names tomorrow and just put Julie Fing Donuts.
Yeah.
Justice Fing comment. Real Fing.
I like that.
Oh wait, Tracy, did I get a notification that you changed your handle on X?
Yeah.
It's coming. It's pending.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to, because when you click on, because we did it backwards. It says Taylor Tracy 76, and that's not everybody knows that. So it's just Tracy Taylor. It's going to be at Tracy Taylor.
Oh, that's why when people start putting in Tracy, like you don't populate. Like, gotcha.
Right, and and the reason I'm doing that too is because LT and David Clements, they did Tracing Justice for me, and so I'm like,
for the record, Tracy is not Tracing Justice.
Yeah.
That is me. So whenever you see it in the chats or whatever, that's me.
He created that when his account got suspended. Remember, he had to create a new account.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's just it. Just is
not
what
that you
it
got
is.
suspended, but that you had to make.
Yeah.
So they were giving Tracy hat tips, but they used Tracing Justice instead.
Yeah, they used Justice Coming and Tracing Justice, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Oh, well, you're Tracy Justice.
Yeah, but anyway.
I'll probably end up deactivating that account.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Yeah.
Now we could use that as a troll account. All right. But again, thank you guys all so much, and I appreciate all the kind words. I never look for validation, but I'm not going to lie, I appreciate it. So thank you very much for those kind words, and thank you again to all you guys out there in the chats. We'll see you here in maybe 10 or 15 minutes as we head off to the woodshed. Much love. God bless. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye, Joe. Have a good
Later, brother.
show.
And then there were 4.
Tracy Justice.
Yeah,
Tracy.
You're up.
That should be your name. I like Tracy Justice.
I just realized when we were on the cruise and LT, brought us on stage that first time, I remember him saying Josh's name, and I remember him saying Tracing Justice.
Yeah.
But did he also? I think he also said your name too.
Yeah, and then he said Tracy Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which Tracing Justice is our brand. I mean,
Yep.
it is. But it's our show, but it's not me,
Right.
but it is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
I knew, and that's all that
It
matters.
does.
No, it ain't. No,
She does. I would. I want my name. I would want my name to be right. That's why I got my name as Julie Donuts, because it was
Right.
suspended from somebody
Right.
else.
So-
Julie Fiend Donuts.
But so when
Fing
you
Donuts.
click on Tracy Taylor right now, it says account suspended. So this was from a suspended account. So
Mhm.
you know how you go to the marketplace and try to get that. So we're
Yeah.
trying to get it. It's pending. We'll see. I don't know.
Mine took over a month to
wa-
get, Tracy. Over a month to get mine.
It wasn't yours though. It was a different Tracy Taylor.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You know, you
Yeah.
can change yours too and take out that dash, Steve.
Well, my original Real AF Patriot one was suspended,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so I'm nervous to do that.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I'm just
I
not
mean,
touching
it would
it.
just be denied or declined. You know.
I don't
you
know.
get
I because
Steve's like, I am not touching that.
Yeah.
He's not rocking the
He's like, I'm
boat.
good. Good.
I am
Yeah.
all good.
Yes.
Wow, if that triggered something and I woke up and I saw
Can
that,
you imagine? Oh my
No,
God, your account's
no.
like gone or
You'd
suspended.
be freaking out like we were that day.
Yep.
Guys, when I saw that, what happened to you, I was horrified. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's
I know.
horrifying.
It was so
Horrifying.
bad.
I don't know if you know this, Josh, but I was messaging everybody and anybody that I felt had a
Yeah.
connection,
Mhm.
like everybody.
I
Mhm.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
And-
doing that.
Yeah,
and-
that was horrifying.
But like everybody was just like, I don't know. And
I know. What do you do? What do you do?
So we just, you know, I was calm about it though, and Tracy was the one freaking out about it.
Josh,
And
you
I'm like,
were calm about it though.
I was like,
but I
God's
had a
doing
feeling
something.
you'd get it back.
Yeah, I said God's doing something. I don't know what he's doing,
Still don't
but
know.
he's doing something. And
She
and-
goes,
and-
still don't know.
I still don't know what he was doing with that because I was freaking the heck out.
well, it jump started my account again.
I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know, man. It was something. I was freaking out. Because that's where we, fellowship in the word.
That was
We
everything.
broadcast that through his account. And that's where I was just like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And he's like, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. Stop saying that. It's like it's
not fine.
It's not okay.
Gammy said it was an op.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
Gammy said it was an op.
Yeah, because SG9 was as well. And anyways, I don't know. Anywho, maybe I'll get that username. I
Is
hope
that
so.
your final thoughts?
My final thoughts. My final thoughts are lots of good things. Lots of good things. It's speeding up. Man, did y'all see that about that Anna Paulina said about MK Ultra?
MK Ultra, girl.
Did you ever
Oh,
think you would
so-
see?
I saw her name in MK Ultra and I bookmarked it because I'm like, ooh, that's gonna. But then I never,
Yeah.
I didn't look at it. I
Yes,
gotta go
that's-
look at it.
Look at it.
Lots of good things. Lots of good things coming, man. If you can't see it, Stevie freaking Wonder can see this, which I think they said he wasn't really blind. Ray Charles
I
can see
just
this.
called
To say,
to say I love you. All right. Sorry.
I love when you sing to me.
I know, right?
Oh,
Do it
God.
again, baby. Call me that.
She's
Don't,
that-
don't,
she's
I
singing
don't.
awesome.
And then for everybody that gets discouraged and disappointed at times with the way, if you're like me, because I do, when I see it, what it seems like it's become, it's really not that way. It's just in this little portion. But when you look at the big picture, Trump is going to do the good thing. God is going to make sure that this takes place, regardless of what these faggot people do. They're a small portion. And I've had to think about that and realize they really don't matter because they're really not going to be able to do that much damage. But it is a shame. So good things are coming, and we just have to keep being the calm. And that is sometimes, I'm human, and sometimes I do lash out sometimes when I should have just shut my dang or my fingers. I should have not done what I did, you know what I'm saying, or said what I said. But I'm a human, and I get upset when I see what I feel like is trying to undo the good that's been done. So yeah, I get pissed off sometimes about it, and I'm sorry, for that. I wish sometimes I could take it back, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we just got to remain positive, like Julie always says. Support President Trump because he does. Look at what all he has coming against us. If his people that don't support him, my goodness, come on. We have to support him because he's doing all of this for the American people. He didn't have to do it. He's different than the other. He didn't have to do this. He's lost money since doing this.
That's
Lots
right.
of bad things have happened to him and his family. I'm just being honest. I just don't think I could have withstood what he's gone through. And he's done it for us. So he deserves our support.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. Julie, did you give your final thoughts? I can't even remember. I'm tired. Don't get sore at me.
Don't get sassy at me. Oh God, don't make me start talking sycophantish.
Why would you even do? Why would you do that?
Why did I have to say sycophant? Okay, so I started off crabby, and I'm not as crabby. So thank you guys.
Yay!
Thank you. I wasn't bad though. Okay,
you're
so
good.
I just want real quick because I'm exhausted. I just want to say, as always, follow Jesus, trust your president, and it's just gonna keep getting worse for them.
Right.
So be so happy, guys. Be so happy. We got a lot of things coming. Lots of things coming. So
Mhm.
just make sure you're in prayer and
Buckle up.
buckle up, guys, because they're not gonna go down without a fight. Wouldn't be surprised if we had some scares going on. Just that's why you need God. That's why you need to stay in prayer. And when President Trump says the best is yet to come, he's not kidding. It is not a political logo slogan. It really, really, really is. So just keep praying for him, keep praying for our country, and follow the people that are not dragging you down into these holes of depression and oh my God, and making you question and wonder and oh my God, he might not know what he's doing and he's surrounded by just ignore him. Don't even entertain it. Just keep going. Follow what President Trump and team are saying and stay positive because we won and God wins. So
and pro tip, you can hit mute. You can mute those people.
Yeah,
You'll never
muting
see them
people,
again.
literally, my finger hurts from me muting because I
And you'll
used to
never see them
block.
again.
I just mute.
Just
them out of
mute.
there.
Just mute. They'll never come in your timeline
You'll
again.
never see them again.
You'll never be discouraged by them again.
My mute list is
Mine's got to be
long.
1,000. At least 1,000 people are muted. At least.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mute and move on.
I'm done with it. I've said it before. They're like vampires. They drain your energy.
They do.
Yeah, they want. That's what
They-
they want.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
truly do. They drain your energy, so you can't do what you got to do. And I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna deal with it.
There's nothing you're going to say anyway to change their minds because that's their personality, doom and gloom.
Correct.
And they're just
Yeah.
going to see, and that's it. Like that's going to be our vindication, guys. Is when they actually see it themselves. You don't have to say anything. You don't even have to get mad. As Tracy, I understand. I get upset too. Like I literally roll my eyes, but I just go no. Also, too, because God doesn't want us angry. He wants us to have joy. He just wants us to be awake.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
there is righteous anger.
No. Don't get me wrong.
is.
No, you're right. Like we could be angry at the enemy,
Yes.
meaning correct, righteous anger, but because I have to pull myself into being angry at these people who keep negative, pilling, black pilling. Like I literally have to go, okay, all right, let it go. I shouldn't be angry at this. Just, yes, we are angry at the enemy. These people just don't know better or they're miserable. So you're right. Thank you for the clarification. Yes.
Yeah. Because there is. Because sometimes.
Yes.
Because that
Oh
is the
no,
thing.
you could be mad. I'm mad all the time about that.
We don't stand up for what's right.
Absolutely.
You know
but
what I
we
mean?
don't sit in that either because
Correct.
it's not good to carry that because
Yeah.
I'm not hating them either. Look, they're going to get
Yeah.
what they're due, whether it's here or from God, but no one's getting away with anything and nobody.
That's right.
So just you could sleep on that.
At the very least, they'll answer to God, why did you do that? You saw what I was doing, but yet you sold out for money.
Yep.
For,
Oh, that's so
for
gross.
fame. Your
That's why
ego.
That's why I don't worry about it because they're going to look foolish. They're not going to, we're going to be in the garden
together, hanging out, chilling with Jesus.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to be in that garden.
Hey Josh, why don't you tell everybody about what's different about Tracing Justice tomorrow night?
Sure.
And then your final thoughts, and then if you want to lead us out in a prayer.
So we're going to do something a little different tomorrow because honestly, I didn't have anything planned for Tracing Justice. I was thinking about just going off the cuff, going over some digs and what's going on. But I remember somebody telling me, they're like, yeah, we really like when you do a space. And it just kind of popped in my head. And I'm like, let's do a space tomorrow. So DC Lidstone's coming on with us tomorrow in an X space. So if you want to find that, it's going to be at 8 p.m. tomorrow on my X feed, Justice Cometh. Tracy and I will be there. DC Lidstone's going to be there.
You guys should be there too.
Yeah. This is your opportunity.
I was just going to say, I didn't get my invite.
Well, you can hop right in there with us.
This
So
is a way for everybody to interact.
Yep.
It's different on the live. It's just us, right? But in a space, you get to talk if you want to.
we're going to be talking about some, topics, and we're going to be taking, comments, questions. If anybody wants to, basically just grab the mic and, hey, Josh, what do you think about this? Or, hey, Julie, what do you think about this? Or, hey, DC Lidstone, I've seen this. What do you think about this?
Don't leave out Steve.
Well, yeah, Steve. Last time I invited Steve to a X space, he's like, I don't like X spaces that much.
I'm not a big fan of X spaces either. I've been on them where they're very chaotic.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you have technical issues too, but I've seen them where they're good too as well.
Yeah.
So I've seen both.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
just hop out for a little bit.
Yeah, anybody. It's an open invite for anybody in Truth or Media. I really want some of our viewers to come up to the mic, though.
Yes.
I really want to hear from them. I don't want to be sitting there talking all day long.
Right.
And
bull crap.
No, he doesn't. We want to hear from everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
we do.
I'm teasing.
We do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my final thoughts. I'm just going to say this. I'm human, just like everybody else. I get pissed off. I get frustrated sometimes. I did that this past weekend. I let it rip, Tater Chip, and I shouldn't have. And I should have known better in saying some of the things that I said online. But I backed up. I issued an apology. I issued some private text message apologies that were accepted. And I was moving on.
Good.
But I'm seeing some things that are very disturbing right now going on. Guys, I don't have an agenda to push. I'm just pushing truth out to you guys. I'm not trying to tell you that you're watching some big movie and stuff like that. I don't have to convince you of that. I know what the mission is. It's to use facts, red pill people. And I don't have to have an agenda when I'm just pushing truth out. Okay. So some of the things that I'm hearing is we've got a lot of people bragging about being able to predict the future.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very disturbing to me because we talked about this 11/27/2022 Q drop 49.64. It was third to the last drop. Q was leaving us some parting knowledge. Be aware of false prophets. I am not a prophet. You are not a prophet. We are not prophets. Focus on the mission. Q. The mission, if you want to go look at it, I'm not going to read through it all. It's post 4509. That's the mission. I just want the community to step out of the cinema, to step out of the movie theater. Let's get back to work. Let's use relevant facts of what is going on right now to the general population. I want us to get out of the silo and the little corral that everybody's hanging out in right now and talking about everything being a movie and full control and all that stuff and blah, 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 blah. Okay, guys, it don't matter. It don't matter right now. Trump needs us to do other things than sit around by the campfire and throw around who's wearing a mask and all this other stuff. You know, guys, there's going to be a time that Dan's already said speed's coming. He's already calmed to it, and we're seeing it right now.
Oh, yeah.
And people are going to be wondering what the heck is going on right now. You don't want to look crazy to them. Q even said that sometimes you got to take Q out to red pill people.
Yep.
Okay.
That's true.
You've got to know your facts. And, you know, I said this on my live the other day. You know, we have two tools. We have the Holy Bible, and I believe we've got the drops. Okay. The Holy Bible being the most important and the drops being the second, okay? Because it's our playbook, okay? Both of them. That's the playbook of life right there. That's the Holy Bible on my shelf right there. That's our main playbook. The other one is we're fighting the deep state. He gave us the playbook, okay? If you don't know the plays, you're going to be fooled. Read your Bible. Read the drops. Don't take everybody else's interpretation of the drops at fact. Don't take mine. Go and read it yourself. I need you on the battlefield. Tracy needs you on the battlefield. Steve needs you on the battlefield. Julie Thing Donuts needs you on the battlefield.
Thing Donuts needs
President Trump and the other American people that aren't awake, they need you.
Yeah. Guys, I'm a podcaster, okay? I'm telling you, sometimes step out of your little podcasting world and go do some research and read on some stuff, because you got to be up on all this stuff. That's what we do when we're not podcasting. Guess what? We're researching. So we can deliver and bring truth into focus. That's what Truther Media is all about. That's why we stay in the signal. Okay. That's that's what we concentrate on. We're trying to educate you. I get it. People are out there saying, well, I'm just trying to bring calm to everybody so they know what's going on. It's not about that. We are to be the calm in the storm, but not in our little group. Okay. We have got to be the calm in the storm for everyone. Okay. And to be the calm in the storm for everyone, you can't look crazy.
Yeah.
You got to know your material.
Crazy.
And you got to know your material. Okay.
Yeah.
You can't just sit around listening to your favorite podcaster all day long. And just, you can absorb some things from them, but you got to do some work yourself.
Use the information you get.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, people are having a complete meltdown on some of their shows because all I want you to do is just get out of your little echo chamber and go do some work. That's it. People are having complete meltdowns on their shows over it and saying, I predicted Butler. Who cares what you predicted? Q drop 4964. You are not a prophet. We are not prophets. Focus on the mission.
Well, then it
Can't
becomes
be any
about
clearer than
themselves,
that.
and it's like, shut up! Like,
That's
this
ego.
isn't about you, egomaniac.
Exactly.
I
just
don't even
want
know
you to
who
get
you're
on.
talking about because I don't care. But meaning, I don't give.
Oh,
it
it's
much
not just
attention.
one. It's not just
It's
one. It's a
insanity.
bunch of people.
It's all about them. It's all about anyway. It's disgusting. This is such a serious thing, and
It is serious.
It is serious.
It is
It's the most
serious.
serious thing that's ever
the
happened
point.
in anyone's life, and people are mocking it and abusing it and using it to scam and take money, and not that there's anything wrong with
To
money.
elevate themselves,
but it's
versus
about
the
they
country.
make it about them, and then they turn it into like anyway. It's so gross, but that's on them. That's on.
That's
them.
all I've got, Steve. Just get out there, do the work, get out of the echo chambers, get out, get out of row F in the cinema, walk down, come out of the theater, open up a book, open up your Bible, open up the drops, pay attention to what's going on in the news, because it's all unlocking right before you right now. We
Sure
need you out there.
is. Sure is. Yep.
As far as me, I'm just going to say what I say at the end of every show now. Control your mind, protect your emotions, stay in the signal, and ignore the noise. As far as me, I'll see you back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern for Keeping It Real. Josh, do you want to lead us out in prayer?
Yes, I will.
All right, guys. And thank you so much to everybody in the chat tonight.
Yes,
everybody that's
thanks
hanging
everybody
out.
in the chat. You guys
Anybody
are
that donated. You guys
absolutely
have been awesome. Love you. Love you.
amazing people. We love you.
All right. Lord, I come to you in Jesus' name, Lord. Hallowed be thy name, Lord. We thank you every day for every day that we get to walk on your earth, Lord, and to walk and to talk to the people and to spread your word, because we know that our number one mission is to lead souls to the Lord and to lead souls to Jesus to get to the Lord. Without Jesus, without you sending your son to die on the cross, we would be lost forever. And we thank you for sending your son to us to give us that path to glory, Lord. And Lord, I thank you for everybody that we have come in contact with tonight, either through the chats or if they're going to watch the replay, whatever the case may be. We thank everybody for coming in and just giving us a little bit of their time so we can spread some of the word about what's going on. And Lord, we want to pray for discernment. We want to pray that the Holy Spirit will provide the discernment that we need, that is necessary to keep into this fight, Lord. We know that you need us, Lord, and we're here on both fronts, Lord. The biblical war and the spiritual war and the information war. And Lord, please help us put on that armor, your armor, the armor of God every day, so that we are not defenseless and we have a weapon against all of this evil to fight against the principalities that run this world, Lord. Because we're coming down to the end, Lord, and we need you more now than ever. And I thank you that you are restoring our land right in front of our eyes, what we have prayed for all of this time, and it's finally coming, Lord. And I thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Awesome, guys.
Steve, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Love it when you guys can make it.
Thanks, guys. Good to be on with you.
And all right, guys, hang on for the ride. I'm about to raid you over to AJP.
All right.
Good night, guys. Love y'all.
Good night.
Love you too.
Bye.